Hello, everyone. Welcome to MinusOneCHarisma, a Dungeons and Dragons channel. We are excited to be here today. Wow, and we're gonna go play some D&D. We'll be right back. Okay.
Man, I just love honey. It's just honey's so good. And now I have this brand new special spoon to eat my honey with that I'm not really quite sure how to eat honey. So do I just lick it off? But then there's a spoon. Anyways, I've been training so much. Oh my gosh, my muscles are so sore. I didn't know my arms could feel like this. It kind of feels like wet noodles. My entire body just feels like a giant wet noodle. Because pretty much all I've been doing for like the last forever has just been training. And then there was the Chinooka Tears, which, are we gonna deal with them or are we not gonna deal with them? Because I'm not sure. We kind of have bigger plans, but we're kind of stuck here right now. I guess I don't really know what Cornelia Co. is. What do we do? Do we like what do we stand for? Do we stand for sticking up for like the little guy? Because apparently it seems like I've been working with kind of like the big guys. So I'm not sure what the point of us is. I guess I just maybe it's just things that I don't understand yet. Maybe it's just things that I haven't learned yet. Is what people stand for, because I mean, really, my entire life just used to be playing and sleeping and eating, but now there's stuff with like the world maybe ending or like being bad, and then like my technical father, because I guess I never really had a father before. I just had mother. I just had my mother, but I guess now we had to deal with that, and then I had to figure out what having parents means. But like, are they my parents, and is that like a family thing? Are they part of my pack, or is my current pack my pack? And where does that line go? And I guess I just really don't know what's happening. I guess I just gotta keep going because I'm not sure. So I'll just keep training and keep trying to make friends and play more games and eat more honey. I'm gonna definitely eat more honey.
All right. You guys have been running around Caravella Town. Some sneaking, watching old men in houses. Cornelia. Some of you checking on your ships, doing a little sleuthing in the Academy of Order. You had found a gnome who was formerly a thief, part of the Tanuka-Tears. Gosh, that was hard for me to say.
Formerly or formerly?
You made the name.
Formanly. Part of the...
he was a foreman. He was a foreman.
I say formerly because
okay.
When you had seen him, you were unsure if that gnome man would ever function physically the way he used to before a chair decimated his future.
I'm gonna need to get
he was in
more
a full
chairs.
cast.
Apparently, they're the most powerful weapon in Aventide.
Break a whole man's body. Just break it all.
Imagine instead
chair.
of the herniacs, you just call a chair to your hands and you just beat people with chairs like a wrestler. That'd be great.
Like in WW
Chair of
Aventide.
folding.
Oh no! Like I imagine luchador for some reason. I want a mask on you.
And it only
We can
does
make this
non-lethal
happen.
damage, but
I love that very in Dresden. I want to see that so bad.
Oh, that would be great. Oh man.
Oh,
I feel like you'd have to make a
Side
performance check before you swung, but it would be like if you succeeded, it would be like a crit on a 15-20.
Would it be performance or deception?
I don't know.
it's like nothing in my head chair.
Nothing up my sleeve. Nothing up my... All right. You guys had made it back to the Edenbow residence, this giant mansion, 1% of the 1% in Caravella Town. It's their home away from home. And you guys have still about 2 weeks before your ship's done. Anything you guys want to get done in that 2 weeks? Anything left? I know, Pup, you're doing some training still.
I'm working on languages, if I can.
Working on languages, absolutely. Dresden's just kind of walking around, messing with everyone in
Just
order.
being a guy, you know?
Yeah.
Just being a guy.
Messing with everyone or a specific someone?
Oh, nice. Yep.
A zing. No.
Some
Camden
more
is
than
fine.
others. Yes. Kelwise, what are you up to in the next couple weeks?
That's a great question. I mean, for some reason I'm like really intrigued with what's happening with Cornelia and like maybe breaking into this place. So I was gonna offer anything I can, you know, basically to help her out with that. But I'm not sure what the timeline is like for that because I think there might be some more snooping needed, perhaps. I don't know.
That timeline is completely within Cornelia's hands.
Yeah. So maybe ask Cornelia first.
What, Kelwise?
Well, so I just wanted to check in with you and see what you were thinking about doing with that the stuff under the floorboards.
Well, I think I'm gonna go snoop some more because he can't just stay in his house forever. But I don't want another innkeeper incident.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
So I don't-
understand that.
yeah. So I don't feel fully comfortable stealing from this man, but maybe we can get Rezik. Like, I'm just curious what's in there.
Yeah, because it could be
But I-
anything. I mean,
yeah.
the guy didn't give you any sort of guess as to what it might be, right? He just said, "There's something here."
Yeah, and maybe I could have asked. Maybe that was my bad. But, you know, maybe if it's magic, I could just go take a peek, see if I can get in there. But I haven't seen him leave. He has to leave at some point, right?
People have to leave.
There has to be
occasionally.
like food delivery, or
I
he has
think.
to leave to eat, or maybe there's a different exit, like a secret in and out. But I'm just gonna hang out on the street and I don't know, study more of this book while I keep an eye out for the next few days. And
Well, you mentioned it might be something magical. Do you think we should bring Rezik along too and see maybe he can detect it?
if he's willing to go, maybe he'd be willing to just at least scan. But I don't know how happy he would be about me breaking into the place. We can check.
Maybe we should go ask him.
All right, you lead the way.
What time of the day is it? Is it morning? Did we
Morning,
already
about-
have our
about the
I was
breakfast?
just about to also ask that.
Yeah.
I'm like, where the fuck are we?
You guys are
Yeah.
you guys met in the hallway on your way down to the all-inclusive breakfast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're going to breakfast?
Yes.
Always.
Have they seen my spoon yet? I think they did.
Yeah, we saw your spoon.
Yeah.
And it broke the
Making
entire
sure.
group.
Just making sure.
We shot it last night, I think.
Pup's got like all
you
spoon
using the
breakfast foods.
spoon?
There's like cereal, some Greek yogurt, a little cantaloupe to just scoop
Here's-
out.
Greece exists in the universe of Aventide. Interesting.
Greece?
I mean, there's
No,
Greek
Only
yogurt.
Greek yogurt.
Oh, Greece.
Oh, gotcha.
Ah. Yeah.
Interesting.
You could just called it yogurt, I guess.
I
That's on
know.
the other
I
side
have
of
Greek
the
yogurt
world.
every morning, so it just popped out of my mouth. I apologize.
Hojo yogurt.
Nice.
Hojo yogurt sounds
Hojogurt.
like not appetizing.
It
Yogurt?
seemed like
Hogurt.
Also
Yogurt.
not
Oh,
the best.
yeah, maybe that's also not a good one.
yeah.
Hey, you want
It's
some
the to-go
Hogurt?
version.
Dresden might.
Oh.
Ayo.
All right. Morning, you two. Well, you got a breakfast here. Pup's using their spoon on everything, I think.
This is
Oh.
the phallic spoon we're talking about?
What do we got here?
Okay. Yeah, with the sharp twig.
I'm eating as I push Kelwise forward.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. Hey, Rezik, do you have any plans today? At all?
I have a few plans, but what's going on?
Well, we wanted to see if you could help us out with something. Cornelia, well, let's be frank with it. Cornelia got told that there might be some loot in a house, and we wanted to see if maybe it was some magical loot.
Loot or information? I don't
Could
know
be
what is
information.
there. I don't know what's there.
Something of interest. It might be valuable.
So you heard that there are shinies in some house, and you want to look
I
for
don't
them
know.
now.
I don't know if there's shinies.
Yeah, we don't. It could be anything. really.
Could be children that are trapped and need my help.
I don't. Okay. You're
That
trying
sounds
to
important.
persuade me. I understand what you're doing right now. All right. Well, I'm trying to get used to the fact that some of you have personality traits that are not entirely things that I like. Like, well, I won't get into it. But I need to get used to the
Right here.
fact that that's the way it is.
No, go ahead,
And-
explain.
Yeah,
no,
what does
it's
that
fine.
mean?
No,
Yeah,
go
no
ahead.
problem
Yeah,
with this.
yeah.
Let us
No,
know.
go ahead.
Come on. This is a
Risk-taking maniacs. I'll say it. Fine. Risk-taking maniacs. But I love you, and I need to get used to the fact that's the way you are. Just like Cornelia likes to steal things.
I don't
So
like
I will
to steal.
help you out.
I like to be sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
That's as far as it goes.
Fine.
Yeah.
I will
Says
help
the
you.
lady who's been casing a house for days now.
Oh, did you hear about that?
Who knows?
Who else knows? Oh no. Might be too late. I've waited too long.
Can I just ask one thing that maybe we don't steal at least until our ship is fixed. That way, if we have to head out of town really quickly, it'll be ready by then.
Yeah, I'm with Rez
Yeah,
on that
that's-
one. That makes sense.
That's what
pretty
I
smart.
thought as well. Maybe just hang out the last night, and then of course the last night he's throwing a party and I can't get in there.
Well,
So it's a
I
he.
heard
Don't
to
look-
at
don't look
least,
at me.
just like you said, maybe case the place some more. At some point in time, someone's gonna have to come in or out, right? Because you said no one would come in and out. So he's got to eat, presumably, right?
So there's
Yeah.
a he?
I saw a man in there, yeah, an older man, human.
You're gonna steal from an old man?
I know I don't want to do it, but I just something's
I don't
telling
believe
me
you.
go in there and check it out. You know, it's just something inside me.
I mean, you have to follow those.
I blame the memories I lost.
Again, we are who we are. We are who we are, and this is part of who Cornelia is. We need to accept this and be okay
I mean,
with
it
this. and
doesn't
love
mean we can't
Cornelia
try
for
to be
who she
better.
is.
Just like we accept that you're a stick in the mud.
I mean, it's true. I am sticking the whip for good reason. All right,
What?
listen.
Acceptance is
What?
the
What's
first
the
step.
reason?
I don't want to get arrested.
step?
I don't want to die. Never mind.
That doesn't sound very like good reason. You said good reason. So you're stick in the mud and you're a liar.
True. Sure.
Oh.
I will help you case the place. I think that if you want, we can make a distraction at the door. Maybe you'll come out and you can try to sneak in. I also have a spell that I can just like. Are there any windows that you can kind of see through into the actual house, or are they all blocked off?
Yeah, there's windows and there's locks beyond just the lock on the doorknob. There's like latches, so it seems like it would be hard to break in through the door. But there are 2 windows on either side of the door.
All right, so I could do detect magic and look around the house first before we go inside. But if we see anything, I could, if you make a distraction, I could do Misty Step into the window, and then just look around inside really quick, and then Misty Step the hell out of there really fast.
Oh,
Why are we stealing from this old man?
We're not stealing, we're just looking in there. I got
Why
this
are
address.
we breaking into this old man's house?
I got this address when I was asking about the Toucaneers, so maybe it's related to that. Maybe it's something else entirely, but
Are you getting jumped in? Is that what's happening?
Oh,
jumped in.
Yeah, blood in, blood out.
Oh, do you think that's what they're doing?
Yeah, I think you have to probably kill this old man.
Oh no.
No, no,
Oh my
no.
god. I'm
no,
not. No. Nope. Mm-mm.
wait. So I'm confused. The Chinookateers told you to go there, or someone told you that that's where the Chinookateers are?
No, I was asking about the Toucaneers.
You need some coffee?
Yes, please.
Here, take it. I don't want it. It tastes disgusting.
Thanks. And basically, they take goods for information, and I traded them
Your soul.
an item.
Oh.
I traded them plates and cutlery, some knives and a fork or something. And they were like, well, this is what that is worth, and gave me a paper with an address on it, and it said, under the bed, 3 boards to the right, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah.
It seems harmless. You don't have to kill anyone. Oh yeah, then what are you complaining about, Rezik?
And
Yeah,
I wasn't.
just a little
Cornelia, you
harmless
had-
B&E, you know?
You remember way back to the Barry Goodbuns times, the good old days, walking around Mount Bighorn.
Oh, yeah.
And you
Wait, guys, I'm
remember-
having a memory.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
that's a
Almost
raven?
done. That's what we're doing.
Barry Goodbuns explicitly said the whole point of the Little Shadows was not to kill.
Yeah,
Stealing,
yeah.
anyone could run around and kill people and take their stuff. That's not having hot feet. That's just being an asshole.
Yeah, we're not supposed to kill anybody. I don't know if you guys
I
heard,
mean,
but
I could have told you that.
yeah, no killing. So I can also cast sleep, and so I don't know, he's probably the only person in there, but maybe if I see him come to the window, I can cast sleep. We'll wait
To be-
for a moment.
To be clear, you
See?
have no idea who this old man is. Could be any.
Well, if we're gonna case the place for a minute, right? You know, see
Haven't
if
you
you can
been
figure
doing
something
that?
out about him. Well, very minimally.
Should I not do it, Dresden?
I mean, I'm not your dad, but why are we doing like what's the point? What are you trying to gain?
I
from
may
this?
not do it. I'm just looking.
What do you want to get out of it?
I want my curiosity to be satisfied. I must
So you're
know
being a
what's
child,
in
is
there.
what you're saying. You're being a kid.
She demands satisfaction, Dresden.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Well,
I
okay,
am.
no, I mean,
Okay, we're
that's a
saving the
good point.
world. I'm allowed this one moment.
Well, that's a good point, though. You should probably
There'd be
ask
like
around.
there'd
and,
be
you know,
like Superman just being like, yeah, I just stopped a plane from crashing and then just like fucking punching a baby, being like,
This
I
is not
deserve
deserve
that.
hey, I saved the world, all right? I can do whatever I want. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, that's a good question, though. You know, because we could ask around, and they could be like, "Oh, that's old Wilbur, the famous wizard. He's extremely powerful, but lives alone now. He's a hermit. You know, we don't know who he is, so it might be good to know who the guy is, maybe."
Yeah. At the very least. I mean, if you're
Alright,
gonna
guys.
be a criminal, at least be a smart criminal.
See, this is
This is
why
why my
it's,
job was easy. All right.
it's
It
good
was
we have the
easy
conversation.
after.
You know, we talk about this. Everyone talks about it. We get everyone's opinions and everyone because it's good. It's valuable information, right? It's not just like
Yeah.
don't do that. It's you're adding good depth and quality to our heist scheme, which is helping.
This is so much fun, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
Sounds
thinking
like
of lots
just a blast.
of potential ends for us that we haven't imagined. So it's really good to like just examine all the possibilities. So
Yeah,
thank
you'd
you.
be surprised. Most criminals don't. They don't really think about those things. And
And as
Then
this
they
is
get caught.
happening, Eric Karate,
Makes sense.
who has been somewhat vacant lately, walks over to the breakfast table, waves to all of you, and she puts her hands on your shoulders, Cornelia.
All
and
of
you
us?
hear it within your
Once?
head. Curiosity is never a bad thing. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
You're right.
The pursuit of knowledge is its own reward. And she smiles at you, squeezes your shoulders, and then walks over to grab some nuts and cereal.
I'm gonna look at Dresden and laugh a
Why are
little.
you smiling like that? What did she say to you?
That I was smart.
Well, I'm not stopping the. What are is it the ladies' men here? Are they in charge of murdering the criminals?
Yeah.
Not stopping them when they find you in some old man's house under his bed, stealing his life journal.
Oh, that touched you, huh? Is that a sore subject?
No, I just was a cop, for God's sake, for a long, long time. So having a friend in front of me being like, so, there's a house where an old man, he's probably got a bad back. He never leaves. Yeah. I'm just gonna go in there and steal his shit. Because somebody told me there might be something under his bed. You don't even fucking know what it is.
I know,
Now,
right?
if you told me there was 1,000 gold under there, I'd be like, well, now we can balance the scales. Now we can...
So first step, don't tell you anything anymore. Second step, Rezik, come and
Always
scan
watching.
this place for magic.
Sure.
I'm kidding, Dresden. Thank you so much. I agree. I think it's crazy. That's why I'm
What do you
even
think, I can't
bringing it
tell
up
when
to
you're
you
lying?
guys at all.
Do I believe her?
agree. Yeah, should I roll for deception or?
What's the point?
I'm not gonna believe you either way.
But no, that's why
Well-
I'm bringing it up at all, because I agree it's a little weird. I
believe
don't know if I
that
want to.
she believes.
It was delivered with such sincerity.
Okay.
Otherwise,
so,
it would
yeah,
have
let's-
already happened, guys. All right. What Rezik? Sorry.
All right. So you invite Rezik.
I don't-
Rezik
Yeah.
agrees to go.
I think
Uh,
he did still.
Yeah.
Did you change
Yeah,
your
we'll
mind?
go. We'll go. No, we'll go. Maybe, well, when we get there, maybe ask around about this guy before we start snooping around too much. But I can just cast Detect Magic and not really, he won't really know that I'm doing anything wrong or anything outside of the house. So, great.
Riz, before you leave, can I see you on the veranda balcony thing?
Of course. Yeah, let's go. What's up? Just walk with you.
This is a little awkward. This is a little.
Mhm.
This isn't. I'm not happy about this, but I
Mhm,
figure
mhm,
you're my
mhm.
friend, right? We're friends.
We're brothers. Yes.
Great. You've got a big old bag of tricks, right?
Yes.
You got anything for like a limb that won't respond?
A limb that won't respond?
Yeah.
Like Fitz's missing arm? Or like...
Well, I mean, not missing, just not. Like say there's something on a middling or high shelf and you want to reach it, but you go to reach it and it's not. You can't reach it. In fact, you
Is
can't
your
even
arm
reach
okay?
something on a bottom shelf. My arm's fine. Arm's doing great.
Okay. Is this for you or is this for somebody else?
Yeah,
or-
yeah. No, it's for me. I can. It's. You're not. Have you had your coffee?
Yeah. I've had some coffee.
Okay, so. Okay, you know what? We'll circle back. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Maybe see someone that's good with like medicines or like a.
Yeah.
Well, I'll.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll.
Cool. Good talk.
Cool.
Have fun breaking and entering.
Thank you.
Well, because you can't.
Oh,
Yikes.
man! Wow. Low blow, literally.
What are you doing here?
Sorry, what?
Wow. What a conversation. Okay.
D&D.
So yeah, we go to the place, and I will just cast Detect Magic, not anywhere super close, but just enough where I can maybe see if the house is magical in any way, or anything odd stands out. Jumps.
Okay. Sorry. Just reading something. Yeah, so you guys head over. Cornelia, you snuggle into your little hidey spot in an alleyway close by where you can see the house.
But I'm changing spots each time.
Oh,
I don't want
okay.
to go to the same spot each time.
Where are you at now? Just describe your surroundings.
If there's like a door outside, like a house or like a multi-unit property, just
Okay.
hang out outside it on the stairs somewhere and reading my book.
Yeah. There's like a little conglomerate of houses, all kind of facing in with a little courtyard. You could just kind of slip by there and stand on the street, very unassuming. The streets are pretty full during the day. There's a lot of people moving in and out. It's not hard to stealth socially in a little nook somewhere.
Do people walk by pretty close to where the windows are? Are they like 5 feet away, or how far away are people from their...
Most people stay not too close, but the streets here aren't super narrow. The streets are maybe 15, 20 feet wide in some places. And in front of his house, there's a big, long street because it's close to the main streets and the main thoroughfares. So there's quite a bit of traffic, but most of the traffic's bustling in a way that no one pays much heed. The people may go within 5 feet of the house just to skirt around a cart or something like that, but most people staying to the middle of the street if they can.
And really quick, if you don't mind, give me the socioeconomics of the area. Like, is this a well-to-do area? Is this sort of like a middle-class working area?
This is a blue-collar area. This is where there's a lot of forges, a lot of the crafters and the scrap. The scrap is kind of like a very artistic area, and it's also a very industrious area. This is where a lot of the shipwrights work, carpenters, craftsmen, all kinds of stuff. They have kind of all their shops in this area. There are some residences as well. Yeah.
Can I have followed them?
Yeah, roll me a stealth check.
Because you walked
Can I
with
have
armor on.
followed Dresden following them?
Sure, roll me a stealth check.
And do I notice any of this? My passive perception is
Natural
15. Oh no.
Dirty 20.
Bobby dies.
All right, Pup, you at least know. You don't know where Dresden is. You try and follow him, and he, like the night, disappears. And you're like, oh, okay. But you know that Dresden's following them, and you're able to follow them.
Okay.
You don't necessarily know where Dresden is, but you know where the three of them are. And the three of you, no one's following.
I don't know where
You guys are safe.
So yeah, I'll be at the so Cornelia's kind of posted up on a house. I'm gonna be on the opposite side of the house, just kind of like looking around with like a map out, trying to figure things out. And I have disguised self on, and I look like just a normal dude with just messy brown hair, brown eyes, wearing commoner's clothes, a little dirty.
Yeah, and you fit in pretty well in this area.
And yeah, I'll just cast Detect Magic and hope maybe see what's up. I don't know.
So you cast Detect Magic and you do a little drive-by of the house and you scan the doors and the windows and the roof and such, and nothing lights up as magical. And then you kind of scan around and you look to your friends and they're glowing a little bit. Kel-wise, glowing a little bit, especially his tattoo. And Cornelia, do you have your belongings on you, Cornelia? A little dagger by her hip, shining, glimmering with a little bit of a magical aura. Other than
Very
that, and roll me a perception check.
Oh, sure. It's a 16 plus 1, 17.
17. Other than that, you don't notice anyone or anything that has any kind of magical qualities, except for you just see the wisps of magic coming out of the eyes of a man walking by who looks a little worse for wear, and it's just the tiniest little wisps of.
Wait, I see wisps of of eyes,
magic, and when you really look at him, it's just a little bit of bloodshot purplish hue to his eyes as he walks by.
Purplish hue? This is someone in the house.
No. This is just a man walking down the street.
Oh.
Inside the house,
Oh.
there's two windows,
gotcha.
but both of them have drapes closed, covering up
Okay.
any kind of outside observer.
Oh, the drapes are totally covered up the windows.
They have
Okay.
been for the most.
So I wouldn't be able to do the. Okay. Yeah. So I just saw like a core user pass by with purple eyes, like you've seen before.
You
Okay.
assume so, yeah.
Okay. So I'll just very very unsuspiciously just nothing nothing and start walking away.
And a younger woman looks at you. I guess he's sick. Stay away from him. And walks around on the other side of the
Sorry
street.
about that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You walk around. The street continues as normal. No one seems to do anything. Dresden, yeah.
Can I just buy a little fucking anything and just have them put in a little package, or like a little, just like wrap it?
Sure.
All right.
You buy something.
A little anything.
Something for you to know, and you get it
okay.
wrapped up. Pup, you doing anything? You see Rezik. You see everything Rezik's doing, and then the two of them just kind of post up.
No, I'm just waiting back. I'm just watching. Kind of just take some honey out and just
Yeah.
enjoying the show, really.
All right. Yeah.
Are you using
Cornelia-
your giant spoon?
It's not that big. I feel like it's like
Spoon.
probably like this big, right?
Like that big? Okay.
It's not the length that matters.
How
Yes.
do
Thank you.
people receive mail in this city?
Mail?
Do they have a slot? Do they have like a mail box?
This house in particular does not have a mail slot. It doesn't seem. You would know mail isn't a pervasive thing. There are companies that
Makes
ship
sense.
things, but there's no like organized mail service. Letters and such are incredibly expensive to send, and you would send like a courier to specifically deliver a message. The technology in Aventide isn't to the point where there's like an organized mail. There's no USPS,
Yeah.
but there is a UPS, if that makes
Gotcha.
sense.
Killwise marks down invent USPS and files it away in his brain somewhere for later on. Okay. So like, okay, that makes sense. I was just imagining some people got mail somehow, and like there would be like a thing, like, hey, you got mail, like come outside, grab your mail. Okay.
Unfortunately,
Roger.
no, not there.
Yeah.
On
And as you
Too easy.
that same note, are they just watching like the door? What are they up to?
I'm reading.
what are you?
I'm doing laps.
Kawhi's doing laps. Cornelia's reading a book. What are you doing, Rezik?
So yeah, I just kind of walked away a little bit further, and I'm just sitting at a bench nearby somewhere, trying to
Okay.
be unsuspicious.
Yeah, there's benches and such in this area. So you sit down, and as you guys do that, you hear a shink, chick, 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 and the door opens, and you see this man in what looks like used to be a white robe is now brown, with just sweat and grime, and his hair is just crazy, and he's got one eye that just kind of pokes out of his head. He opens the door, looks around. You boy! And this young boy who was kind of just sitting on the street like you guys, looks young, maybe 10 or 11 years old, and kind of ratty clothes. Kind of walks over,
Make it a Christmas goose.
and he just takes this big
Humbug.
bucket, puts it in the kid's hands, and the kid like
It's not a... Oh no.
takes the bucket
Mm-mm.
and walks off with it towards the shoreline. And he kind of looks around, closes the door, chink, 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 chink. Locks go back on. And this kid leaves, and maybe 15 minutes later, comes back with this bucket, knocks on the door, puts the bucket down and takes a couple steps back. Takes maybe
Before he
minutes.
gets back, should I wanted to ask Cornelia. I was trying to slightly go over to Cornelia and just ask, like, do you want to still try to get in there and look around? I didn't see anything outside. But I could try, but it's up to you.
We still have like 2 weeks left. No. I'm not sure yet. I don't think I want to unless I'm gonna keep an eye out for
Okay.
another while, but I'll let you know.
All right. Then I'll just slyly walk away.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And after, a little bit of time, this old man opens the door, looks at the bucket, looks at the kid, left and right, flicks a coin to the kid. He catches and then bolts, just gets out. Takes the bucket inside, closes the door, and you hear that chink.
What was the kid? He was just a random boy on the street, as far as I can tell. Just
Yeah.
His name was You Boy.
What was the kid wearing?
Just ragged, ratty looking clothes.
Did he have shoes on?
He did not.
All right.
Is there
I
an
am just
address on the house?
It doesn't seem like there's any addresses.
There's
here.
like no numbers or anything.
Oh, there's got to be because we knew where it was.
Oh yeah, you did
there
give
was
us an address.
streets. There were streets and like names
The,
and such.
the streets have names, but that's
Yeah.
about as far as it goes. What's the name of the street?
Erkin.
Erkin.
Eurkun.
Erkin. If they're just still watching, I'm just gonna tuck that package under my arm, walk straight up to the front door, and just knock on it.
Okay, you knock on the door, and you hear a man inside. He doesn't come to the front.
Can I send
I'll just
Dresden
shout.
a message and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
There's a package for you.
And you see a man
Dresden.
pull the curtain to the side.
I'll just wave the package at him.
Who are you?
I'm the delivery courier.
What? Courier?
Can
Yeah.
I see this?
Yes, Kate. Yeah, you see this.
Great. Can I minor illusion of fart sound? It's right
Yeah,
at his bottom.
yeah.
Great.
Cool. It's like
You
a
see his
really
eye
wet
kind
one.
of like. He just kind of recoils a little bit, like
Sorry about that.
might come through the window. Ooh.
I heard that, Dresden.
Yep, sorry about that. It's been a long.
Not expecting any packages.
Well, are you Brian Spalding? On
What?
Erkin Lane?
Brian Spalding?
Sir, what's your name?
What?
Your name.
What? Why? Who are you? What are you doing? Why are you here? What's wrong with
For
you?
the package.
I am not Brian Spalding. Now go away. Go away. Go away. Go away.
All right. You don't know where Spalding lives, though, do you?
I used to. Yeah. And he like walks up. You hear it. Shink. Opens the door and this smell. Ugh, this smell hits your nose. Roll me a Constitution saving throw, real quickly.
Having been an officer of the law for a while,
With advantage.
can I get advantage? A con save, did you say?
Yeah.
Or con check?
Con save.
16.
16. So that hits you, and you have like the steel resolve, and yeah, nothing on your face even moves. Stone faced.
Good morning. Sorry about that. You're not Spalding?
No. Who told you about this house?
Well, this is coming all the way from Capital City. I was told that it was on Erkin Street. Is this Erkin Street?
This is Arkan Street. He kind of looks left, looks right.
Huh.
Who sent you?
Who sent me? Well, if you're not Spalding, I can't tell you who. Obviously, who?
Yes,
Who
yes,
are
I'm
you?
Spalding. Yes, give me the package.
Well, I'm
Give
not.
it here. Give it here.
Well. This is coming a long way. You said you weren't Spalding. Now you're saying you are Spalding. Do you have some proof
yes,
that you're
I am.
Spalding?
Proof.
Yes.
What kind of proof would I have?
I don't know. A letter signed to you. Do you follow?
I'm Spalding. Give me the package.
Hmm.
Give it here.
You
Give it
mind-
here. Quickly, quickly.
Do you mind if I step in?
Oh, God, just come inside. Come inside.
I walk inside and I try to. Is he covering the door?
Come.
If he's covering the door, I'm going to just like sort of really stride in to hopefully draw him like from the door. If there's like a side room or something, like straight into it.
And this man he's in his maybe late 70s. This man's pretty old. So he just doesn't have like, and he was probably not a very big man to begin with. So you stride in and it's nothing he can do. And you kind of just stride in his house and he kind of
Thank you
around,
so much.
down the
So
street.
kindly.
Closes the door. And you see just 3 little latches on the bottom. And the rest of you, what are you guys doing outside? You see Dresden just waltz in.
I'm the good guys. I'm just gonna eyeball them, not saying that to them.
Yeah, just like we're having like a very furious conversation with our eyes right now with each other, just like
Rezik.
He pulled a Bugs Bunny, by the way. Dresden just pulled a Bugs Bunny. Special delivery.
That's perfect.
I'm waiting for it to be a Bob.
That was one of my moves, but I was supposed to be inside the box.
we were gonna Trojan horse for the other.
Oh.
That would have been awesome. Oh my god, that would be great. All right.
All right, so you guys are outside, just hanging out. If there's
We're
anything you want to
watching.
do, just let me know. Dresden, you're inside now, and this man is just sizing you up. Are you a buyer? Is that what you're here?
Oh, buyer. Well, once again, I've been on the end of many purchases. Is this? And I sort of tuck the package under my arm as if that's not really what we're talking about anymore. Are you selling?
Of course. You things are strange. They didn't tell me about you. How much?
Well,
How much are you looking for?
Well, it depends what exactly you're selling. I've made many markets across many different cities, and my connections have pointed me in many directions. What is it that
Well-
you're offering?
Well, you came here to buy and you don't even know what I'm selling?
No, I came here because I heard you were connection selling something.
What? Mm. Look over there. Look away. Look away.
But what did he say?
Look away. Look at the wall.
Oh, look.
Don't turn around.
Of course.
Don't turn
Of
around.
course. I turn around.
He walks over and you just hear this like furniture moving, but really slowly, like.
Just examine the wall.
You hear the scraping sound, and you hear as this metal panel is pulled out, and he starts shuffling through something.
Just look out the window. Do I see Resnick?
You look out the window. I mean, you could see the gang wherever they are. I mean, they're where you last left them. Maybe Kelwise has gone for another loop around.
There's
roll
a
me a
second floor to
perception
this
check.
building, right?
No, this building only has one floor. The adjacent buildings had 2 floors.
Copy that. Okay. There goes my plan.
Roll me a perception check.
Is there a chimney?
There is.
There is.
But maybe someone could sneak. Hey, I'm gonna send Rezik a message. Maybe
Maybe I can get on the roof and you can make me small and I'll go down the chimney. Check on Dresden.
13.
I hear this as I'm walking away. Aren't you already small?
Smaller.
Dresden, you see him clearly moving something that was underneath his bed, like a little wooden panel. I mean, you just catch a glimpse out of your peripheral, and
I just say over my shoulder. Do you need a hand with anything?
No, don't look, don't look, don't look.
No, I'm not looking. That's why I'm asking. If I could see, I would know you needed help
Stay
or
in the
not.
corner. Don't look. Don't mind me. He puts
Not
it back in
minding.
place, and you hear just shoving. You're like, because his bed is pushed back into place, and he pulls out this pouch.
Hmm.
And he says, "Okay, come." And there's like this little, really dirty, dusty table, and he just kind of, with dust just poof everywhere. And he kind of pulls out these little pouches within this bigger pouch, and he lays them out and opens it and slides it, like whatever is inside out, and you see these little purple chips, clearly core, and he slides them out, and he's got a small stack of them. And then he pulls out another pouch and he opens it up, and this pungent smell hits your nostril, something very, very, very familiar. You have come to know this as the Donji leaf. And there's also some of this ground up red powder in a little vial he's got. And he puts that down. And then there's this little white, what looks like it almost looks like a bean. It looks like a lima bean. And he's got them, and they're some kind of legume. Except when you really look close, they've almost got these like green-looking vines, like veins, kind of grown into them.
Quite the spread.
And Dresden, roll me a history check, because you've seen a lot of drugs in your time.
Probably. That's only a 5. Bobby Daye, strike
5.
again.
Yeah, I mean, every city's got its own thing. And the things you've seen, you know the Donji leaf, you know the core. Those are prevalent in Capital City as well. This other stuff, you've never seen this stuff before.
New drugs. Well, I see 2 familiar friends there. What else do we have? And I sort of point to the core and the Donji leaf, and then sort of motion at the rest.
This is Pokey Bean. Extract.
Pokey bean.
Yeah.
Extract.
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's great.
It's great.
Yeah.
All right.
Although, you might want to go easy on it. If it lasts longer than 4 hours, you probably got a problem.
You go see a doctor?
Wow. Yeah.
What,
I use it
Les.
sometimes.
what does it do, per se?
What does it do?
Yeah.
Makes your soldier stand up straight.
What a fortuitous meeting. Look at you. Look at us. Here we are.
What you want it
Just
for?
men. Well, what's the going rate?
Well, this extract is rare, and it's been harder to bring in since the harbor was attacked, so it's
You say it's been harder to bring in, huh?
yes.
And I nudge him, and then kind of wish I hadn't, because I'm sure
You
my
nudge him,
elbow is gross.
And he's just like, ugh, like it's just knocked over because he's just paper thin. And these are heaven beans. Take
Heaven
a couple of
beans?
these. Yeah. Euphoric. Really.
Okay. What
Takes
happens
the-
when you combine the two?
Takes
I'm an
the pain
adventurous
away, you
fellow.
know what I mean?
No, but I'm excited to find out.
Yeah, well, pop for you those. You won't feel
What
much
happens
of
if you
nothing.
at the same time? Is that troublesome, or is that what we're aiming at?
It's some people's party. You know what I
Have
mean?
you?
No.
No. You dog.
Don't get high in your own supply.
Well, of course not. Of course not. Fair. There's a third?
Plus the sales. Slit my
Plus the
throat.
sales. What was that?
Sales will slit my throat.
The sales would slit your throat.
Yeah.
Mm.
This is their territory. Eating up
Course,
all their
course.
drugs.
How broad are the sales spread? If you catch my meaning.
Well, the sales run everything in the scrap.
Mm.
It's their
Outside the
turf.
scrap?
Outside the scrap? No.
Yeah.
No.
I just like to know, you know, when you
was-
start messing with pokey beans, you want to make sure where the end of your reach is, right?
Pokey beans. Is that what you call them?
It's a joke.
What?
Never
Are you
mind.
gonna buy or not?
Well, I asked you what the rate was, and you didn't tell me. You said that it's been more expensive since the
Yeah, 5
difficulty in
gold
the
a
port.
pop
5 gold a pop.
for the pokey
Would you-
bean. A gold a chip.
A gold a chip. Are you raising your hand, Mel?
I
Or
was
just
gonna-
adjusting your hair?
Both. At some point, I wanted to walk by and cast sleep on the inside. It makes the person with the lowest hit points fall asleep, so I was gonna
Okay.
cast it inside the house.
All right, so roll me a stealth check to make sure, like, you choose an opportune moment.
I am trying to take up as much of this man's time as possible. Thank you for finally doing something.
8. I didn't want to ruin that. I was like, "Ooh, we found out everything we need to know." So 18.
18.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point.
So roll your hit die.
Okay, so it ends up being, I think, 5 D8, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
I only have 1, so sorry. Ooh, 15. Ooh, nice. 2 and so 25.
25. How many hit points do you have, Dresden?
It goes to the lowest hit point person,
no,
by
no,
the way,
I
so I
know,
don't know if
I
that
know, I
matters.
know.
Okay, good.
Um,
Because it's gonna make him sleep.
you know what I never did? I never rolled extra HP.
Estimate. You have over 25 HP, though, right?
Yeah. I've got
Okay.
like 50,
Fine.
basically.
So, you're there. Are you gonna buy?
well, you know how it. What?
Damn it! It's 1 for a chip. 5 for
Which
a
is
beat.
one for a chip of the of core.
Of course. Yeah, that's just a little joke I like to.
I'll try to catch him. If he goes.
Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, nice.
You just hear a knock on the door.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, he died. He fucking died. A dex save 17.
17. Okay, yeah, you catch him. He just like falls. You're like, you've never seen someone die so fast and so instantaneously in your life.
I mean, he was an old man, but jeez.
And you can feel him breathing softly
Okay.
in your arms.
I'll lay him on the bed, just gently. And you said I heard a knock.
And
You
hear a
knock on the
at
door. I'll just go and open the door quickly.
What's going
Okay.
on in here?
Come on, inside, quick. Shut the door. He's a drug dealer, and he's asleep, so be quiet. I thought he died. Was that you?
Maybe.
Okay, maybe a little warning, like a caw through the window or something in the future. I don't know. I literally
Okay.
thought he was dead.
I thought you were dead. You've been in here forever.
No, I was haggling.
Oh. Find
Never
something
played
you
full
wanted?
price for drugs. If I learned one thing as a cop, it's that you never pay full price for drugs.
That's good. Good little tidbit of information. Thank you, Dresden.
Yeah. Come on in. Take a look at it. Well,
Sure.
try not to smell him. He's selling core and ganji leaf and some other stuff that who knows what it does.
Oh, did you look under the bed?
It came from under the bed.
What else is in there?
I don't know. We can check, I suppose.
Do you just want to take a little peek?
Well, I mean, we're here now. Yes, I actually
I must
was
know.
allowed in.
I'm gonna
You
try to push
technically
the
have
bed.
broken in.
Come on, Dresden, help me.
He's on the bed. Will he just wake? How gentle do I have to be?
Just don't hurt him and it'll be fine.
Oh, okay. Just move the bed out of the way.
Yeah, you move the bed and he just kind of.
I'll go over and like draw the curtains and then just kind of keep an eye out. Do I see any of these guys out there?
Did you see Rezik, Kelwise? You guys outside still?
I'm still just wandering around, just
Yeah, you see Kelwise walk by.
Yeah, if I
once.
see Kelwise, I point at him and I go, and then I pull the curtains all the way shut.
Then Kelwise, roll me a performance check, Kelwise. I want to see how conspicuous you actually are on the streets here.
Are you like wearing like a jogging outfit and everything? Like,
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
it's a guy reading the newspaper. There's a jogger. We got
He's
a
got this sweatband on.
roller.
Performance, huh? That's a 7.
7. Yeah, Kelwise is wearing like Lululemon and Skid Row. You see Kelwise acting the most inconspicuous attitude you've ever seen. A little whistle,
I'm just
looking
like
up.
slowly
It's almost
walking,
comically,
kicking dirt.
Yeah, it's comically
Full
awkward.
on Leonardo.
But you notice, and Rezik and Pop, you guys are watching him kind of just walk around, whistling, just jauntily walking up and down the street. And you guys kind of look around like, what the hell's he doing? But you notice most people in this area are just too busy to care that Kelwise is walking up and down the street. They're more concerned that he's like in their way while they're trying to walk than they are about how weird he is.
It's a great day. Nothing to see here.
Just looking at each person. Morning. 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 Morning.
Make him fart. I want to make him fart.
God damn it.
Okay.
It's just like a big old wet fart sound behind him at one point.
Yeah. And
Like when he's like right next to someone. I'm gonna time it.
And you know, the crowd parts a little bit. You give him
Yeah.
some space.
Some breathing room, if you will.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Cornelia, you and
Oh my
Dresden are in
God.
there. You move the bed. And you see he hasn't really put in that board back well. You can clearly see the board is like unlatched.
I'm gonna just start searching the rest of the house just to get the lay of the land while Cornelia does
So
her
you find a
thing.
bucket, a particularly used, gross bucket, and it is exactly what you think it is. Not cleaned well, and that's probably
We
where
don't need to
most
go
of the
there.
smell is coming from. And the rest, it's just dirt and grime. This place is gross. He probably has food delivered, and you look at his skin. His skin is
DoorDash.
incredibly pale, and it looks like he just doesn't get much sun.
Dwarf
This
Dash?
guy probably
You see a lot of
Dwarf
takeout
Dash.
boxes. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. And yeah. Very plain though. Very plain. You do see a little a little board with this game Pawns and Rooks. It's a little strategy war game that a lot of nobles play, and you can kind of play it versus yourself. It seems like he has a little set, and that some pieces are missing in the set, so you can notice there's like little placeholders, like rocks and stones and such he's using. But it seems like he plays that quite a bit.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to get a case of joint from the inside. What do you see?
I don't know. What do I see?
So you open it up. You see a little sack of coins, some copper, some silver, some gold. Not huge, but there's a decent amount in there. And then you also see this big velvet sack, and it's pretty large, and it's made of like a really nice leather, like cured leather material, way nicer than anything that should be in this house. And on it you see this, what looks almost like a musical note on the outside, etched, and it's almost as if the fibers, the string that has been sewn into this to etch this musical note, almost seem like they flow, like they're underwater.
Is the bag? Can I pick it up? Is it full of something?
It feels full. It's not light, but it's not necessarily heavy. It's maybe a few pounds, 3 or 4 pounds, and it's pretty hefty too.
What do you got there?
I don't know. Let's
What
take
is
a
it?
peek.
It's a bag with the musical note on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sewn into the outside.
Well, careful,
open it
careful,
up,
careful,
you
careful.
Pull this thing out.
I'm
and
not
you
pulling
find
anything
this-
out.
No,
I'm
okay.
looking
Well,
inside.
you peek inside and you just see like folded fabric.
Oh, Dresden,
We'll
what's
pull
in
it
here?
out. I'll pull it out.
You pull it out and you open it up and it's this weird, almost leathery pouch with long, like very well crafted tubes that come out. And one of the tubes itself has this long mouthpiece and a few holes on it.
Is it a flute?
It's a fucking bagpipe.
It's like a flute with a bag at the end of it. And
It's like a
few other
bag with a
things.
bunch of pipes sticking out of it. We'll
yeah.
call it a flute bag.
This is cool.
That seems useless.
Tress would love this thing. Does it look old?
Is it gold?
No, does it look
Is it-
old or
Oh, no.
like intricate or
It
fancy?
looks very fancy. The craftsmanship on this is top notch. The wood itself is this like dyed dark wood, and all of the you know that musical instruments are expensive on their own, and
This is what
really
I'm here
nice
for.
musical instruments are even more sought after, and they're highly sought. They're prized possessions. I mean,
I'm
this
just
thing
gonna
is
take it-
maybe worth 100 gold pieces on its own.
Just gonna take it and I'm gonna just sort of hold it just at the bottom of the window, just so it peeks over a bit. I want to look out and see if I see Rez.
there?
Yeah, I'm out there. I'm just kind of scratching my head, just like, what's happening in there? Oh no, not this again.
And I just hold the thing.
I do a dance. I don't know what. Okay, I'll go over there.
Don't come
Rezek
anywhere.
Just kind of
fucking-
looks to the window.
Do I see this?
Yes, you do.
God damn it.
Excuse me. Hey, stupid.
What?
He's asking if it's magical.
Oh, what? Wait, how are you seeing this? What are you? Okay, never mind.
See all.
Oh,
I see everything.
okay. I was gonna like go over a little bit closer, and then I have to get close enough to be able to see it.
Oh my gosh! I think you can see it from there.
I have to be. Let's see. I have
Can you
to be
30?
30 feet away. So I'll be 30 feet away from it.
Yeah, so
That's hella far away.
Yeah, maybe like yeah.
30 feet's
On the
like
other side of the street, you can probably
3
see.
of my bedrooms, at least.
So you cast your spell.
In my head, Rezek is
Well,
just
it's-
looking at it like fucking like Charlie looking at a Wonka bar, like through the glass.
Yeah.
So Rezek makes it about halfway across the street, stops, has a weird conversation while looking at you, Dresden, and you're just like, what is happening? And he's just like having a conversation, and then turns around and walks back to the other side of the street. Casts
But no.
his spell.
Well,
And Rezek, you start
okay,
looking in the
yeah.
window. You really start looking in the window, and you
Just
see
a little, just so a little is visible.
shimmering, glowing wisps of magical energies infused into the fabrics, into the wood, almost infusing the air that moves through the instrument and comes out. Dresden, you thumbs up.
All right, so it's magic. Now here's the question you have to take that look off your face. You have to answer this question.
Yeah.
Oh, they're here.
Guys,
We're gonna go. No time.
Isaac, they're coming.
I just throw them back at her.
What?
No. All right. So here's the thing. Look, if he was just selling drugs, whatever. This he's gonna miss. There's also a gang in this spot called the Sales that run this whole area. If he's wound up with that, if we take this, there could be heat. That's all I'm saying. Do you think it's worth it? He seems otherwise to be a pretty low-profile drug dealer. What do you think? To what end are you trying to push this? This is my question.
Roll me an investigation check. 15. You had noticed when you pulled this nice leather pouch out that it had accumulated quite a bit of dust. It doesn't look like it was disturbed in a while. It has been in that cubby for long enough for dust to not only get in, but get in through the board.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
Well, what if I
What?
do a
What have you
good
got?
deed and a bad deed? I give him some money, I leave him some money, and take the instrument.
Yeah, you're just buying it without his consent? Yeah, I mean, whatever. Do you think it's worth taking it, is my point. And
I don't
did
know.
you convey to me that it was dusty, or are you keeping that to yourself?
I did say it hasn't been used in a very long time. Look at all this dust, and it's under the floorboards, which means the dust has accumulated for many,
Alright.
many,
well,
many years.
that probably means that it's not something he's moved recently, right? So here's the thing.
Doesn't mean he doesn't care about it, though. I understand.
Well, I mean, he must care enough to keep it hidden from the world. It's this man's property. Do you want to take it from him? Is it worth it? He is a filthy drug dealer, admittedly, but he's also a person.
Man, you're making it so hard, Dresden.
Well, being alive isn't easy. And look at us, we're both alive as the time.
You guys are sitting there deliberating, and all of a sudden you just hear like his ragged breathing stops just for a few seconds, and then
Roll him on his side.
goes back to sleeping.
Into the rescue position.
Yeah. He's choking.
If you ever have a drunk friend who's passed out and you're not taking them to the hospital, like we might should have, just make sure you at least put them in the rescue position. That's just on their side, like a little baby with their thumb in their mouth, so they don't choke in their own vomit and die. Anyway,
no thumb in there.
-1 charisma.
The
The
more,
more you know.
Google the rescue position. This is a question you have to answer. And do it quickly, because he might be waking up.
Yeah. I mean, I don't need it, Dresden. It would be
You don't
nice
need it, but we don't know what it does. Look at, hey, we're on a mission from God.
What if it helps us save the world?
See how well I play the devil's advocate?
All right.
It isn't being used. Are you going to give this man money?
Yes.
How much are you going to give him?
I'll give him 50 gold.
50 gold. All right.
Pretty good, right? I hand over 49 gold.
How many of these were mine? Just as an aside, between us.
Those, I've spent all those.
Okay, good, great.
On the group.
I'm gonna sort of like gather all the things, and put them back in sort of the as best I can in under the board and whatnot, minus the charisma. And I am also though going to palm one of those pokey beans or whatever.
Bokey beat.
I'm sorry?
Bokey beat.
Yeah, pokey bean.
I heard pokey beans.
I also heard pokey beans.
Yeah, I heard pokey beans forever.
BOKI.
It's a little on the nose.
IBEAN.
Bokey beat.
Pokey beans.
Yeah.
Got it.
Pokey bean.
One pokey bean. I am gonna just sort of take one pokey bean and then whatever he said
It's not
that
a bean.
the price was.
There were heaven beans, which were the white beans with the green, and then there's the little vial of red powder, which he said was the bokey beet. It was dried, ground up bokey beet.
God, that makes it seem way less safe. Like fucking way like gas station pill less safe. I am still gonna just take a little bit of that one.
You nab a vial. That was the one that was 5 gold a pop.
5 gold. And so I put so this is like 55 gold, and I take it and I put it on his dresser. I tuck everything away and then put the bed back.
Okay.
Basically as well as we can. Do you have that mage hand thing? Yes.
Yes.
Can you memorize these locks from the back side of the door?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Leave. I'm going to shut the door behind me, and then I need you to latch it all.
Okay.
Right? Like we were never here.
Okay.
Did I say I was going to put the money on the dresser? I'm going to put the money down actually in with the with this stuff.
Okay. So you guys
Okay.
basically put his house back in order.
Yeah. All right, let's just go.
Okay, you close the doors. Cornelia, roll me a sleight of hand. Let's see how well you do.
Don't fuck this up. Don't fuck this
Well,
up.
with disadvantage since you can't see.
Ooh. Sleight of hand.
Mm-hmm.
So it's over 20 on both.
Ooh.
That ends up being 21.
Nice.
Dresden, you're there. You close the door, and you see Cornelia really concentrating, and you hear this.
Just take the package and I look at it. Spalding. And I wander down the street.
Okay,
just keeping the bit going.
okay, and you guys kind of all scatter in different directions,
Yeah.
and then you
Yeah,
guys headed back to
definitely.
the mansion, the estate.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
Take
just
me
gonna
very
follow
circuitous route.
Dresden, just hiding behind him. So he
Roll
can't see me.
me another stealth check.
Making him toot pretty much the whole time.
Crop Dustin.
That's a 8 plus 6 is 14.
Crop dressing.
What's your Dresden? Your perception is okay. Yeah.
My-
So you
Not the best.
you managed to stay, and even though like Dresden's like looking around, and Dresden, you kind of know,
After the first fart, I'm like, I know who and what it is, so I'm gonna
But
stop.
That very well could be Cornelia.
Yeah, it doesn't matter between the two of you. It doesn't matter to me, at least. One of you two jerks is making me crop dust, and I'll lean into it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Spalding?
And I'm just
So
like
sorry.
following you my house.
and you guys make it all the way back to the estate.
So,
I sit back down. Is breakfast still out, or is that long gone?
By this time, they've cleaned it all up.
Mm.
Breakfast
Well,
is over now.
It's like
Maybe-
lunchtime now, though, right?
It's maybe
Is it not?
maybe an hour till lunch.
Yeah, I'll just pop in, see if I can get some coffee.
hmm They put a little
Headed.
kettle on.
Are you
Thank
sure
you.
you want some coffee?
What?
Doesn't
from-
doesn't
from
coffee
my-
make you poop?
My indigestion? Yeah, I'd love to poop. I've been just firing blanks all morning. Thank you, Pop. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's nice to know you're there, though.
I wanted to help.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yes.
I think you did. Everyone, congratulations. We're all criminals now. I mean, not that we weren't before.
Yeah. Of all the people who could have wandered into the place first, I was shocked that you were that person. Shocked.
Right. Plausible deniability, right?
Okay. Yeah. I guess it makes sense.
Does it? I figured you guys were going in there no matter what, so I might as well at least have a hand in dictating how it went.
Actually, Cornelia said to not go in, and then you did that. But that was pretty ingenious. That was really impressive stuff there.
Yeah, I knew you were going in. Don't lie to me. And I look at Cornelia, smiling like that. No, I know.
Hey, you pocketed something. What did you grab?
Did she see that?
Roll me a sleight of hand, Dresden.
I was
Versus your perception.
I was
Cornelia, roll
like-
me a perception check. Let's have a roll off.
Oh.
They're rhino pills.
13.
14.
Oh, yeah, you clocked it. You don't know what that is. You've never seen that before, but you grabbed a little vial with this really, really like fiery red, almost sand-like ground up powder.
Yeah, it's a drug, but I'm not exactly sure what it does, but it looked dangerous as hell, so I figured maybe I can ask around and see what that guy's into.
Oh, that's a good idea. Do you want me to help?
But
No,
if
I can study it if you want.
No, it's fine.
where'd you get such a small amount? I mean, if it was dangerous and could
I think
be
it's really
helpful,
potent.
then- Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have someone try it, but like everyone watch.
I'll try
make
it!
sure they're okay.
No. No. If anything, I'm gonna go talk to the sales or something like that. We're not trying to. And I go, look, and I start waving that package around, just trying to be like, okay, so, oh yeah, here, look, we have a thing. I don't even know what I bought. What did I buy?
I don't know. What did you buy?
I spent a gold. I think it was just like some sort of weird turban.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you
Right.
found a guy selling like
Fashionable.
just some fashion hats, and you got some.
Yeah,
You
fashion.
grabbed it, and you were like,
Something that looked like it
Yeah.
would be from far away, like just the weirdest one I could find.
Yeah. There's just like a spinning rack of hats and at the corner store. And you're just picked one randomly and just.
And there it is. I'm gonna need this boxed. And they're like,
You're gonna ask who about it? Who's sales? What's sales?
oh, those are the drug cartel in the
Oh, God.
scrap.
in this scrap.
Wait,
Was he connected?
you took drugs and there's a drug cartel?
Yeah, there's a drug
Wait.
cartel that runs the scrap.
Yeah, I think I met someone who works not with them, but kind of with them. What was her
Did
name?
you?
The
Her
one
name
that
was
we
Reed. She told you her name was Reed.
did she say she worked for? No, she
Yes.
said she worked for.
Street gang called the Sales.
Yeah, remember we met Riri yesterday, Rez.
Oh, God. We've messed with
Riri
them
works
this gang
for-
twice now.
Oh,
Well,
no.
I mean, she and I are
What's
like
the
best
gang?
friends now. So I tried buying drugs from them yesterday, and they wouldn't sell to me. They stabbed me instead.
Oh, they're the ones that stabbed you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
okay.
At least they're
Yeah.
consistent. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, now we know.
Yeah. Let's do our best to avoid them.
Let's do our best to just avoid the scrap for a bit, huh?
Also, that's probably a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we alone right now?
We're
Yeah.
never alone.
I mean, there's servants moving about. But
By the way-
estate, there's a lot. The estate's large. There's plenty of space to be alone.
I don't think we are ever alone. Pup was able to see us from all the way at the mansion. Do you have a new ability now? You can see us wherever we are?
It's just you. I know you do all the time. It's unfortunate.
What?
I hear
What have you been up to, Rez?
everything.
Nothing, but that's just, I mean, it's just, my privacy, right? Like,
Is that
that's,
like a
Lack
seraphim
thereof.
thing?
What did
or-
you eat yesterday? Are you okay?
you saw that?
I
Oh.
heard it and I smelled it.
Oh my God, this is embarrassing. I need to,
Oh,
okay.
Well,
Um,
that aside,
okay.
okay, so Dresden, you got drugs and a hat, and Cornelia, what's that thing that you're holding?
That's
Yeah,
where I
it's-
was headed. Yeah.
An instrument
It looks like a bag.
with
Yeah,
the
full of
flute
flutes.
on it.
No.
But it's magic.
So here's the thing.
It's a magic flute bag.
Yeah, but
Do we
don't
know what
it
that does? Or are you trading it for more information? What's the point? Do you give
Is
up
it
your
not?
plates and stuff? What was the point of this whole exercise?
So originally, I was just going to find out more information for us if we wanted to find out about the Toucaneurs. There's a place I could find out where there's more magic, like a big hoard if we need items, or Mostly it was just because somebody offered it to me and I was curious and it was killing me. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. But the next question is, are you keeping it, or are you trading it back to that person that told you where it was? That's the question.
Well,
Having said that, if you do, everyone, will kind of know that if that guy goes a little nuts looking for his flute bag.
yeah, right. I don't know if he's going to sell information that I now have it or how that works. So I say maybe if it's useful to us, if we can find out what it is, maybe we're supposed to keep it.
Where's Ogden when you need him?
And maybe, Rezik, can you tell what kind of magic it is? Or like if it's bad or good or...
Yeah, can I tell when I use the detect magic spell what type of magic it was?
You could tell it's magical. It doesn't really. Roll me an Arcana check, because
Okay.
magic in magic in Aventide doesn't really have different types. It's all kind of part of the same thing, but you might be able to identify how the magic is interacting with the object itself.
25.
A 25. Yeah, it's some sort
Damn,
of.
son. You did have your coffee.
It's a deceptive thing. It's almost like the magic itself is trying to deceive you in an almost illusory way. It's very similar to the way that your illusion magic works. You can't tell exactly what it does, but it has the same footprint as the magic you use with your phantasmal force and such.
Okay. It feels very much like what I do, actually. It's very illusion-y. So maybe the player is able to make interesting illusions with it while they play or something. That sounds fun.
Can I see
We have
it?
to get rid of it.
Why?
Because have I ever heard someone play the flute bag before?
Roll a history check to see if you've seen someone play the flute balloon.
Ooh. Flute balloon, I love it. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, you've heard the flute balloon.
Yeah, no. The combination of trust and a flute balloon, no. Just absolutely not. I will not stand for it.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Well-
Yep.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well,
But
maybe-
also, wow.
Maybe she'll teach me how to play it then.
How big is it
It's true.
compared to Cornelia?
It's massive. It's like a backpack, almost. Like you just like lean up against the wall, and you'd have to like push against the wall. To,
Can I
like...
put it
You
on
just
wheels
stand
or
on it?
something?
You could just
Yeah.
stand on it.
So Kelwise, it's big. To you too, it's big. This was meant for like a human, but you hold it in your hands, and it takes a little while of fiddling, but you see that there's clearly a mouthpiece, and then there's one of the other flute pieces. There's a little hand slot, like
What-
a flute. There's like little holes that you could cover. Almost
Can I
like a
just
recorder.
blow in it? I just want to blow in it.
So yeah, so you hold it, you put your mouth up to it, and it's weird because it feels
Mouth
really
goes numb.
natural in your hands, and your mind is flooded with just. It's like your fingers start moving on their own. It's strange. Music. You put it up and you just intuitively know how to play this thing. And it's hard because you have to like push the bag against the wall almost to play it because of your size. But this music comes out. These sounds.
Leaning against the wall.
And they echo throughout this chamber loud. In Dresden, you know these flute balloons are loud.
Yeah.
It starts to play in Kelwise. It overcomes you.
Am I doing
You start
it?
to just play this song, and before your guys' eyes, almost like he's underwater, Kelwise starts to wave, and his image starts to falter
You're
until
doing something.
Kelwise
Right.
is like this translucent blur. You can see straight through him.
Oh my gosh,
And
this
it's
is
But
so
we can-
almost impossible to see. You can
But can
see
we-
him because you know he's there, but you can hear the instrument loud as day.
Well, not as loud as Daye. Daye's really
Almost as loud as day.
What do I notice that something's happened, or is the world completely the same?
You don't notice. No, you feel wrapped up in this song. You're
Guys, I feel like I can play this.
Can I feel if you can touch through him, or can I touch him?
You can touch him. Yeah, and you can
And
see like
he's-
wavy lines, very like his outline still almost affects the light around him. But you can hear him clearly. He's still there playing. And when you stop,
Okay.
your body starts to
Dancing.
and comes back.
Takes a lot of breath.
Yeah, no, good. That's great. I didn't know you were a flute balloonist.
I'm not. I've never played one. I've
You're
never even
natural.
seen.
Absolute natural. Question though. You basically went invisible. What's the point of being invisible when you're as loud as a semi? Like
I was gonna
rolling
say
through
it doesn't
the
seem like
room.
it's super.
Come again? I was. What happened?
Maybe.
Yeah, you were kind of almost invisible.
Maybe if
It's
do
great
it
for
in
tricking deaf
combination.
people.
we can do what is Pup's
The
trick?
hearing impaired.
The silent thing.
Silent image.
No, the other.
Oh, sorry, minor
Silence.
illusion.
I think
No,
it's talking
the
about silence. The spell silence.
Oh, no, just straight silence.
Yeah, where it like makes everything
Yeah.
super quiet, and then can we try that and see if you still go invisible?
This is
Oh yeah,
But we
here.
can't hear.
Actually, here. Let me blow it again. Come touch me. See if it makes you invisible too. Let's try this.
Oh. Wait, which one are we trying? We're trying the silencing, or we're trying the?
You're trying to cast
Okay.
silence and see if that the sound goes away, but he's still able to go into a blur phase.
Okay,
One
because
thing at a
then he
time.
said to touch him to see if he goes invisible.
That'll happen first, and then you'll do that. All right.
Okay, I
Squeeze
did
the
not know
bag.
the
All
order.
right,
I
so
was like,
Kelwise goes back to playing, warps out of existence visually,
touch him.
and you touch him, and
Touch him.
and nothing seems to happen with you. It seems to be only the person playing it, and
Can I
you come
touch-
back.
Oh, instrument.
Now, did it work when silence was up?
We haven't tried that yet.
Oh,
Yeah, that's next. Weren't
We
you
just
paying
tried the
attention?
touching part.
come on!
Oh, I didn't know it was different tests. I thought it was all the same test. Sorry.
No.
Oh, that
All
wouldn't.
right, next.
Yep.
Anyone else
Shut
want
up.
to blow this?
No.
Just me.
No. One
Okay.
variable at a time. Come on, the scientific method.
And Kelwise, you go.
I cast silence.
Yeah, Kelwise, you go invisible, and you cast silence, and the sound stops. Kelwise remains invisible, and Kelwise, in your head, you can still hear the melody, even though everything else stops around you.
And the rest of us hear the melody still
No.
in our head?
I'm just
No,
gonna
is he
take,
invisible?
What do-
Or is
I'm
he
gonna
blurred?
touch him while silence is up and he's invisible. Do I hear it then?
No,
What if I touch the instrument?
Is there a pillow in the room?
doesn't seem.
Okay,
you
I'm
don't
gonna
believe
if I
it.
feel
use
where
one
his
of
head
my-
is, and I'm gonna smack him of the backside of the head. Does that help?
Okay, I was gonna throw a pillow at him, but yeah, just
No noise
slap him.
comes out. Silent, but he comes visible instantly, just like that.
What if I use one of my fingers to plug one of the holes while he's playing? So I'm like playing it with him.
It seems like only the person blowing into the mouthpiece.
Okay, when he does that, I'm gonna then put one of my fingers into his nose. When
Okay.
McNeely does that.
Yes. Kelwise, the back of your head hurts. Your
Why is
nose
this
is now
happening?
plugged.
Did I try to blow with him?
And your song is messing up.
No, no.
Guys, I
You
feel like
tried
I was
blow-
playing this really well until you started messing with me.
No,
Cornelia,
Just really
you
good
start
hang of it.
blowing on the mouthpiece, and Kelwise becomes visible, and you go invisible. It seems like only the person blowing on the mouthpiece.
With that, us both blowing?
Episode title, by the way, blowing on the mouthpiece.
All right, well, do you think this will come in handy or?
Well, so
mean,
to clarify, does he become invisible or does he become blurred? Because those are different
Yeah.
situations.
He becomes effectively invisible, like the
Oh,
spell
effectively invisible.
Yes.
No.
Is everyone in Hojo?
Mechanically, he becomes invisible.
All right.
Well,
But when I Rezik look at him, can I see a blur or do I see nothing in front of me?
I mean, the invisibility spell is just
Okay.
If you didn't know he was there, you would never have seen this. It's
Gotcha.
just your
Nice.
knowledge. him there. Yeah, and it's
I
like,
mean, this can come in handy because if he's invisible and making noises, it could be a good distraction, but they can't see where it's coming from.
Oh,
One
I
more
see.
thing. One more
That's a
thing I
good
want
point.
to test. I want to run around while blowing this instrument.
Yeah, and can we tell where the music
Okay.
is coming from exactly?
So
Is it pretty
Kellwise goes,
obvious?
you guys are like, is he still there? And then, boom, out of this cone of silence, you hear the bagpipe, it erupts into the place again, and you can hear the bagpipes like, and then up the stairs, you just hear it like, you clearly hear the noise running up the stairs, but you didn't see anything.
Has my coffee arrived yet?
Just about the same time, your coffee boils, and one of the servants kind of brings it over to you, like really, like kind of scared almost.
Yeah, morning.
Hands you the coffee and then walks into that cone of silence and instantly takes 2 steps
okay.
out.
Yeah. It's okay.
Comes out of the cone. Oh,
It's all right.
Yeah, no, there's a ghost over there. Leave it alone.
what?
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's
A
fine. We're
ghost?
getting rid of it. We're getting rid of it right now. Just it's fine. Thank you for the coffee.
Oh, okay. And like runs off.
We'll bust this ghost. Don't worry.
Yes.
Oh,
the
all right.
Ghostbusters theme song starts emitting through the place
On a flute balloon.
on the float balloon.
Okay. Well, I mean that's a weird tool, but it's a tool.
Yeah.
Here you go,
I-
Cornelia.
plus-
You can have this back.
Cornelia, I don't think you have to feel too bad. I think that man would have died if he tried to play that. Just trying to heave his lungs into that bag.
He almost
Yeah.
died in his sleep, even.
I'm pretty out of
Yeah, I
breath.
know.
and I'm in good shape.
Good thing we put him in the rescue position.
Yeah,
But you do
definitely.
notice, Kellwise, when you were playing
I don't know
that
what that
thing,
is.
you were kind of overcome. Like, it really focused your mind onto playing the music. It was almost like everything outside kind of faded away
Okay.
to the back of
Did
like
I-
your priorities. You know, it became like playing this became your priority.
Is it like in a way that it was sort of addictive? Like, do I want to do it again?
No, now that you're done, you don't have. There's no addictive quality to it. But you notice, like, if you were playing this thing and trying to like spy on somebody, it's almost like you don't have enough.
do both.
You just don't have enough attention to do both at the same time.
Okay. Lots of concentration.
Yeah.
You'll have to have Trust take a swipe at it too. See, I mean,
Yeah.
you're not a musician, right? Yet you can play.
No, not traditionally. No, I never played the flute bag.
Yeah, she
Play-
can.
More of
Flute
a
balloon.
playing the rod,
Flute balloon.
as it
yeah.
were.
Yeah.
Yeah,
flute
yeah,
balloon.
yeah.
But if we have Trust, give it a shot. Maybe we'll see if there are any other, capabilities.
Tricks
No?
she can do.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
mix in her magic. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Um,
Where's
Pop it
Trust?
with this silly
Anyways.
horns.
Yeah. Trust. Probably still sleeping upstairs. Hard to tell.
Yeah, probably with Rosma.
Yeah, where's
Yeah, probably
Rasmus?
fucking
Oh wait,
right,
Rasmus
right?
been gone for a while too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No Rosma either.
Didn't
Yeah.
want to say anything, but
But we did. Well, now what?
I'm sure it's purely circumstantial. I wouldn't worry too much.
well, most importantly is I think we hide that bag and make sure that no one plays it. That thing was loud. I mean, it was really loud.
Yeah.
I think pretty much if we were to take it anywhere but here, it would be
Yeah,
bad.
especially since it's stolen. So I think that
Yeah.
thing stays here
Exactly.
and under wraps for the time being, right?
Smart.
And
Great.
we stay out of the scrap.
Yeah.
Don't make that
Oh,
face.
yeah.
Cornelia.
No,
stay out
deal,
of the scrap.
All right.
Okay, once
Deal.
again,
Teal.
no, I can hear you when you say that. Like,
Deal.
you are the worst liar.
I mean, Pup is being noticeably quiet, unusually quiet for Pup about this.
Is
Pup,
Pup
what-
still here?
What are you doing, pup? What? Spit it out.
Stay out of the scrap, pup. Stay out of the scrap.
Literally, if required. Oh my god.
What was
Why?
that?
He said to spit it out.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, that's
Super dupe.
literally.
Did that just happen?
I did.
I'm a method actor.
Seriously though, pup, stay out of the scrap. At least for a couple days.
But what if Riri's there?
Who's Riri?
My friend?
Who's your friend?
Wait, Scrap
Wait,
is where we...
The person that
The
stabbed
drug
pup.
dealer?
yeah. Reed.
Yeah.
The person
The drug dealer
who,
people.
who belongs to the cartel in the scrap that we're literally trying to avoid.
That's them.
Yeah, stay out of the fucking scrap. Okay? Please. Not for me, for whichever one of you like us the most. For them.
You
I
have
don't
to
like
pick.
anyone the most.
It could be
Okay.
all of
Oh.
us.
Then for all
That's
of
the
us.
stupidest thing you've ever said. Now I
I've
like
said
you
a
to
lot of
leave.
things. Well, there you go. I'm not proving you wrong.
No, you said I don't like anyone the most,
So you like
but I
everyone
like
more
you the
than
least
me
now.
the most.
You're on my poop list.
Good. Great. Just keep that poop list
Wait,
outside of the scrap.
No, you're on my not poop list. Poop is fun. Poop list, I think it's good. So you're on my P list? No, but peeing on people's funny too. You're no.
You're on. He's on
you're-
the alcohol list, right?
Yes, I was gonna say.
Yeah!
Alcohol
You're
or
on
marshmallow.
my beer list.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're on my
okay, well.
ale list.
Hey.
Disgusting.
All right.
You
I'm
made
okay
the
with
A
that.
list.
Just yeah, I'm on the A list. Let's stay out of the scrap. What's Fitz up to?
Fitz, his routine seems to be he trains in the morning pretty rigorously. He cleans off.
Is he still
gets
training?
a nice attire, and he just kind of moseys around the town,
Okay.
mostly staying in like the districts with the nice folk, just mingling with people. Although it's hard because he does have to kind of. It seems like he gets really dressed up because his face was burned on the side with that mark of the white ones.
Yeah, I got branded.
He always has to have these big lavish like hats that come down, so it seems like he only goes to places where people are dressed a little
Just
extra.
always headed to the Kentucky Derby.
Yes. Kind
Okay.
of. Yeah.
Good for him.
Because it seems like he's really excited to be back in with his people. But also, he's not the same person he was.
There's a
So
marked
it's a
man.
little bit
Okay.
of
Is he still around?
Yeah. About this time, he would have been just finished up with his rapier training.
Okay. I'm just gonna watch the tail end of it, just from a distance, just like very judging, but not say a word.
And like, I mean, he's had some battle experience, but for the most part, now that he's pretty proficient with the rapier, he learned all the forms and all the practices and such. But it's not like those foundations and those fundamentals are important. But for him to really get better, he's gonna need like.
Yeah, everybody has a
Sparring,
plan until they get punched in the
combat.
mouth.
Exactly. He's gonna need some pretty harsh one-on-one, like actual battle training where there's no rules, there's no gentlemen's agreements, there's none of that
Alright.
stuff.
All right, I'll wait till he's sleeping. Cool. I'm good for the time being.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to do in the next 2 weeks?
Oh yeah, I got a lot, but nearing the break, so I will wait until.
Well,
Yeah.
enlighten us on what we can enjoy after the break. What's first on your list?
A list of things I need to do.
Coming up.
Wow.
Coming up on Mocha.
That's where we're gonna go on a break, people.
Good
We're
job,
gonna
Abby.
really hook them in with a list of.
I can go down the list, but it's going to be pretty boring to go down the list right now. I can do it.
Your-
How long is this?
Name
list?
your top one thing. Name your
Yeah,
top
what's
one
the
thing.
most
right?
exciting
what's number
thing on your
one?
list?
Coolest thing.
I'm gonna train on the beach with Kelwise. We're gonna do some strength training.
In
Yo, that is
slow motion?
sick.
Are we gonna do like Tai Chi?
We're doing like magic strength training, yeah.
All right,
I love it.
everyone.
Like I'm
Magic
standing
strength
up.
training when we come back from break. Rezik,
Hey.
it's midday. You're all back. The shenanigans with the flute balloon have settled down a little bit, and you feel something itchy in your pocket. You pull it out, and you're like, "Oh, yeah, that's right. This little piece of parchment, and at the top it says to do." Remind me what was on this piece of parchment.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of quick play through this top list here. I need to send a letter to the archivist saying that we found a very powerful source. We're gonna go over that over near the Marylands kind of area. So to meet us over there if he wants to check it out. And you already have that letter already, James. So that's
Okay.
done.
Yes.
I need to buy some items for me in town and also some gifts for my friends. And I won't say what they are yet, but James already knows about all those.
Okay.
I'm going to have Karu, which is like the guy that works in Rasma's mansion,
Edenbow's tailor.
make a dress, a butterfly dress that I showed you guys for Eva.
Okay.
And then I'll just kind of, throughout the 2 weeks, I'll kind of mix in here and there, like studying a little bit of the core and seeing if that has any kind of, easy way to use it if possible. Probably not, but just because, we know that's what's his face. Hoaxus uses a lot of that, so to be able to know how it works, kind of would help potentially in a future battle. So look at that a little bit, and also practice major image with Eva throughout the weeks as well at nighttime.
Okay, so for the next 2 weeks, that's what Rezik's doing. Anybody else, anything in the next 2 weeks, other than drinking coffee, training with Agrir, trying to keep a low profile?
Yeah, I'm just gonna sneak into Fitz's room in the night and just tap him in the middle of the forehead, just very hard, just once, and then just stand there.
Okay. That evening rolls around. You guys have fun. Rezik's out commissioning a bunch of different artistic projects, and you sneak into Fitz's room, and he's snoring and sleeping like a baby, and you just boop bop him in the forehead with your finger, and he kind of, huh. Dresden?
Yeah, why wasn't your door locked?
What? What are
And
you
then I'll just
talking
leave.
about? Where are you going? What was that? What did you have on your finger? Do I have a spot on my head? Hey, Dresden! Dresden!
Just go back to
And you
bed.
just close the door. And you close the door, and a few seconds later you hear footsteps, and then a latch. Door locks.
Good. Keep that boy alive.
Yeah. Jeez. The next morning rolls around. Rezik, this is a pretty clear day. Pretty good day to be on the beach if you wanted to grab Kelwise and do some magic weightlifting.
Yeah, I would love that. So yeah, I'll grab Kelwise one day after breakfast and just be like, hey, I have a great idea for like a training thing you and I can do together. Do you have some time today to help me out?
I've got all the time.
Great. Okay.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
head down to the beach. I think you're gonna like this, and we'll just start going down there together.
Okay. So
Great.
you guys head to the beach. It's not a secret by any means, just in case anyone was going to sneak to the beach as well. Okay.
We're going to the
no.
beach.
Oh,
Going to the beach, guys.
Okay. Anyone? Takers?
I'm sneaking.
Um,
I don't want them to know that I'm going.
I'll go read on the beach and watch you guys do your thing.
Okay.
Cool.
okay.
Great.
So you guys head north, outside of town, past some of those farms, and out to like more of the shoreline. And it isn't like a super sandy beach necessarily. It's a pretty lush green shoreline, but you find a nice open space that kind of dips down and ends into a little bit of a gravelly patch and filled with dirt and stuff, and then the ocean itself, which kind of washes onto shore and back.
Okay, so I have this idea. It's kind of it's almost like strength training for our abilities. And basically it is, we go to the edge of the water here.
Yeah.
I will launch a firebolt in the direction of the water, and you will try to throw up some water in the way and block it and extinguish it. And then we kind of just keep doing that over and over again, and hopefully that will help us try to like strengthen our abilities. And also, this could even be a combo move at some point where maybe we make a big thing of steam that hits like a group of enemies or something. I don't know. I just ideas. How do you feel about this?
That's pretty smart. Yeah, I'd say we should definitely try this out. Yeah, I could probably make a wave, or I could even make like a big ice block and as a stopper, as a shield sort of thing. I think either would work.
All right.
Let's try both.
Okay, great. Yeah, cool. So yeah, I'll start just launching off firebolts.
Oh,
So you throwing them at Kelwise?
No, I'm throwing them in the direction of the waves, and he's gonna try to like block them with water. And this is kind of like us trying to like strength train and see who can like outmatch each other.
Sorry, some car alarm was going off like crazy. Okay. So you're just throwing Firebolt out.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm trying to basically work on making my firebolt more powerful, and eventually maybe even making a fireball.
Okay. So if you're trying to make your
take time.
spell more powerful, you're gonna have to invest heavily into, the casts. I mean, Firebolt is easy. It's a cantrip. It's something you could do almost in your sleep by rote. It requires very little in the way of you put very little of yourself into it. It's like the equivalent of, lighting a lighter. If you wanted to really push the limits of your magical capabilities, you'd have to really put some effort into that.
That's the idea. Yeah, I want to basically like try to really push this spell and make it even stronger, and like maybe Kelwise, I don't know if you have time for this, but like maybe take like 2 or 3 days of our time to kind of really like get it so like both of us are maximizing our powers. Okay,
all
great.
of the time.
Okay, so you guys practice in the beginning with just getting the timings down. Rezik, roll me an Arcana. And Kelwise, roll me a Survival.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. It's a D20. It's a natural 20. Sorry. Plus 7, so that's 27.
18.
18. Yeah, so you guys very quickly are able to work out the, pulling of waves and such like that. And the magic itself comes very naturally to you. Kelwise, very comfortable now with your new control of your space of water. Rezik, fire has always been something that came very, very naturally to you. So easily you guys are pushing into this direction. And it's not hard for you guys to get that. Now, both of you roll me a performance check. This is now to see how well you guys work in tandem together.
Okay. 14 plus 4, 18.
Performance, this 7.
A 7.
That timing's
So,
bad.
About 7 out of every 20 attempts, you manage to get the wave up in time. The timing is tough for you. The magic itself comes naturally, but timing it out in that perfect conjunction, it's tough. But you guys spend the majority of the day doing that, and Rezik, you don't really use up much of your magical ability to do that. It's just cantrips, which you could cast all day long.
Can I tag team on this a little bit? And since I'm watching Rezik throw firebolts, can I also try to throw some ice?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know them.
So, you look over at Rezik, and you notice he's got this ability to, like, send almost like a line of fire out of his hand. And you're like, if he can do that, why couldn't I do that? But, the opposite. Roll me a Well, are you? So how are you going about this? Are you just trying to figure it out on your own?
Oh no, I would pick his brain on it. Obviously, I mean he's a
Okay.
wealth
roll me
of
an
resource
Arcana
and knowledge.
check.
Yeah.
Another one for
Okay.
this.
Another 14. Plus 7 is, what is that? 21?
21. Okay. So yeah, Rezik, you guide Kelwise. You show him. You already know how to use the water. You know how to freeze the water. It's a matter of just expelling it. And the two of you work.
Compelling.
You guys work in tandem, using that same kind of propulsion. Because he's not creating fire. He's just shooting it out. You know, he's like moving this magic through a space. And so you start working on that. Kelwise, roll me another survival check to see how well you pick this up.
That's a 19.
A 19. By the end of the day, Cornelia, you watch Rezik and Kelwise move back and forth, and Kelwise, you can't exactly shoot ice itself, but you find a mid-range, middle ground, and it becomes very, very, very potent quickly, where you take that water and you almost turn it into a mist, and you take that mist and it's so light that it's easy for you to push that out. Not nearly as far or as quick as Rezik's, but you manage to make this like almost beam of really fine cold mist that freezes hyper fast. And you learn how to push that out of yourself as a new form of using your magic. And after a couple hours, you get pretty good at it, to the point where every time it's coming out correctly.
And we just high five, just so often.
Yeah.
Just like every 10 minutes.
Much slower though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
way slower.
I've definitely seen it in slow motion. Are they wearing all of their clothes, by the way? Is it just like
They've
a
got
normal...
wrist wraps on
Not
for
wearing
sure,
a shirt.
right?
I
I have a
snuck
headband
down there.
Okay.
When I'm
know.
just like been practicing. I'm just messing around with my magic and stuff. So when they do their like first high five, I want to make just like the loudest like bang sound when they like.
Okay. You guys both high five and this sonic boom erupts. And you guys have been messing with magic all day. Who knows what just happened? You guys might have that might have been residual weave left over.
Did we just become best friends?
Does your hand hurt?
No, it's a little red, I guess.
Can I
but-
have them both minor illusion fart? Puff fashion.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. Just flatulence.
Right
don't
after
feel
the
it?
moment.
But sometimes you don't feel it.
I think I might know what's happening here.
I think, yeah, well, it could be Cornelia. Is Cornelia laughing right now?
She's laughing. She's laughing in the corner.
Or it could be Pup.
I'm not laughing.
Yeah, either way, great job.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
amazing.
Agreed.
Let's get a beer and just kind of ignore these two.
Wait!
They can have their
Yeah.
fun.
I run out. I have an idea.
Oh, you are here. Hi. How's it going?
Kelwise.
Were you the farts or were you the thunderclap?
I use a thunderclap.
Oh.
Wait, there was farts too? I missed out on farts! Ugh.
I did the farts.
You did do it.
Woo!
Well,
Both of them.
Anyway,
I knew it.
oh yeah, I have an idea. Kelwise, you could turn water into ice?
Yes.
How fast?
Fast.
So
Really
can you
fast.
run on the water?
I've never tried.
I was just thinking, can you help us? Or what could we all run on the water together? Could you make like
Well-
a platform?
Okay, yes and no. It would be sort of like a cube. It'd be, you've seen an ice cube floating in water, right?
Yeah.
And it kind of bobbles and yeah. So it would be like running on that ice cube. It would be
It'd be that
precarious.
small?
Well, no, it'd be bigger, but it would have the same properties. It would bounce and.
Oh, yeah. Well, I feel like if you're just pushing off of it, that's pretty easy. Have you guys never practiced like that before? I used to practice on like slippery rocks in the water, and it was kind of similar.
Okay. I mean, I have, but I'm terrible at it. Yeah.
We can.
You should try. You should try it.
You try right now.
Ugh.
Been making ice all
Well,
day.
we can get a beer. We can also just get a beer. That's
How about you go get us beers and Pop and I will keep
Beers!
it. Yeah.
Now,
And
Rezik,
by
you,
my
that,
God.
you
All
get
right.
me a juice.
Rezik, you haven't put, you haven't used those higher level energies that, you were messing around with cantrips all day. Before you go and get beers, did you want to try and, because like it's like, your magic is like a stomach, deep in your gut, and those who have a knack for really powerful magic can draw, and their stomach just can stretch farther and farther and farther, holding more and more magic, able to pull more of that energy out of the universe. And that, like, it's just something some people have innately and some people don't, but there's ways people have either pushed through those boundaries or used supplements to widen themselves,
Yeah.
widen their spirits container.
Gotcha. I mean, it doesn't really apply to the training they're talking about right now, but I'm down to try to make an even bigger flame to the side while they're doing their thing.
Okay. So what exactly are you doing?
I'm just gonna try to just focus all of my energy on trying to just create a ball of fire in my hands and lob it into the ocean, and just try to make it as big as possible before I do it.
Okay. So you pull out.
Before my hands start hurting after all, problems like ow,
Yeah.
and I have to throw it.
So you're like, how many spell slots do you have?
I mean, it's just I have everything. I have three second level spell slots. I have
3
four
second-level spells?
first level spell slots. Yeah.
6, so that's 10 spell slots worth of magical energies right now.
Yep.
Are you gonna put all that into one spell?
Let's do it, baby.
Boy.
Okay. You
Training
guys,
day.
You
All
guys
right.
see Rezik standing in the corner, and Rezik, you can't necessarily
Corner of the
throw it
beach.
all together at once. It's really more of like a cast it once, you put more in, and you're slowly pushing it in together because you're trying to cast. It's almost like you're trying to cast in tandem, but just by yourself. You're the only one adding in here. So you use a spell slot, a level 2 spell. You create a flame. Roll me a Arcana.
Oh, not that one. Not that one. Sorry. This one. Yeah. 20.
Natural 20. Okay.
Same dice.
That flame in your hands. Now, it's really the spell itself. There's so much force; it kind of contains itself in a ball of fire, and it's like it almost wants to push out just because of the nature of the flame itself. And you feel at that moment, you're like, if I push more into this, there's only a limited amount of space that I'm working with. So to push more flame in is just going to make this thing more and more potent. Do you continue? Okay, roll me another Arcana check.
All right. Sorry, so 16 plus 7, so that is 23, I think.
23. So those of you who are watching nearby, you can feel heat coming off of Rezik as this ball of flame all of a sudden becomes a true sphere contained just by this thin, ever so thin, almost weaving of magical energies. And you see that there's this raging inferno inside this ball as the whole thing kind of just ever so slightly, and it's violent and it's swirling and it's incredibly dangerous in there, and you guys can feel it. It's almost dripping with just heat energies as he's maintaining this ring around the fire as the fire itself is burning away his coating. as he's pushing it back in, almost just trying to balance the amount he needs to contain it. What are you doing, Rezik? You want to push more in?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, and also I want to add in here that like the reason that this is so important to me right now is just the fact that we've been through so much, and like there have been a lot of we fought a lot of enemies at one time, like the snake people and also the battle versus air karate, where there was like a lot of enemies. I felt like I didn't have a lot I could do in that moment, and being able to attack with a larger spell like this is really important to me for the next coming months. So I want to put all my emotion, like you're saying, like from my stomach, like you're saying, because like I feel like magic comes from like the emotions inside of a person. So I want to put that like that want and desire to like help my friends and like defend them into this as I'm doing it.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys, that emotion is turned into pure heat in this instance, as you see molten magic dripping from Rezik's hands, trembling around this giant orb of destruction as he pushes more in. Roll me another Arcana check.
It was a 12 plus 7, so 19. Bless you.
A 19. You push that in, and it's kind of like the flames themselves are almost flickering out because there's so much heat that it's like they don't even know what to do. It's like the force and the combustion and all that angry magic that you've created in pure heat is almost attacking the flames themselves, as you guys even see that orb get even smaller. And at this time now, it's just a dripping, a constant flow of what looks like molten magma flowing from Rezik's hands, and your hands are now shaking like crazy as you're holding this. And all of you around you can now feel this heat. It is strong. It's every piece of your survival instincts are your danger senses are now just going haywire as you guys see Rezik
because of this. Awesome. What a way to go.
Can I build us a wall of ice to stand behind? But a see-through wall of ice. You know, it's the clear stuff.
Yeah, like a little bomb shelter.
I mean, if it was a wall of ice, it wouldn't be see-through.
Mm.
Well,
Leave a little.
A wall eyes to the window.
Okay.
With a window.
Yeah.
Thank
okay.
you.
You guys etch out a little peephole in this wall of ice. Rezik, you're standing there, and now this feels like a lot of magic all in one. But in your head, you know, you've seen higher level magics and you've seen stronger magics, and this just isn't quite there yet. And as you're holding on to this, Eva puts her hands on yours. And she starts pushing all of that life force that you've given her to sustain her. And she starts holding it in, and you start to feel the container itself, an extra layer of protection. As she starts to hold this thing, you catch a quick glance in her eyes, and she's kind of just like, oh my god, Rezik, what is happening? What are we doing? Why are you doing this? But she's there.
It's pretty big, right? Yeah, this is a lot. I know.
Yeah, Rezik, what are we doing with this? What's the end goal here?
We're gonna save our friends with this one day. You'll see.
Okay.
Just hold on.
I'm trusting you. You start to try and pull. You've used all of your second level slots now. All that magic, your strongest magic, it's gone, and you need to pull from somewhere else now. You've gotten this far using like yourself, but now it's like you need maybe an outside force. Maybe you just need to push yourself past where you feel comfortable. And you can feel kind of the shoreline in a different way than you're used to. you can kind of feel the rock and stone and earth and grass beneath your feet. And it's almost as if it's all made out of the same thing. The water itself flowing around, all made out of the same thing. Just stardust. Literally stardust, making up everything all around you. And inside this fire, the heart of something, it feels like you're holding a star itself in your hands right now, ready to explode, ready to become something new. But you gotta pull a little bit more from all around you. And you do feel something, almost like a source. You feel almost like a soothing out. You can feel that core around you. You guys have been given that ingot of core. I believe, Pup, you had been holding on to it in the bottom of your backpack. No? Oh, Kelwise has it. Okay. It shines like a spotlight right now on the side of your vision. You're just concentrating so hard, and your whole sense, your eyes, your mouth, your ears have just been completely engulfed in this magical realm, and you feel like at any second you could slip and it could just take you away down this stream to nothingness. Now you can try and reach deep within inside yourself and pull out that energy, or you have this source, almost this unending source that's tapping into something primal, almost like it's tapping into like the roots of the planet itself. And it's calling out to you.
Well, like I said before, I do want to do some studying with core just safely and see if I can try to find a way to work with it, but this is not the time for me. I want to try to dig deep into myself and into my past and my memories of like growing up with a difficult father, but a loving mother and a loving sister, and then losing my sister, and then leaving my family, meeting Dresden, meeting my new family, going on adventures with them, and just try to use all that to hopefully do this right.
Okay. You look down at Eva, her hands on yours, trembling with all this energy, and you pull deep, deep into yourself. Roll me one more Arcana check as you try and push past your limits with this time
17.
with disadvantage. Oh,
Disadvantage.
didn't let me finish.
17. Okay.
17.
But yeah, so 17 plus 7. So that would be a what? That's 25? No, 24.
24.
Sorry, 24.
You kind of pull from somewhere that you didn't know was there. Almost like a pocket, and you start to feel your insides pulling in as if your ribs were giving way. Inside yourself, just crumbling in, and you pull all this extra force inside yourself, and you just feel exhausted. All of your senses start to be filled as you push all of that into this ball, and all of a sudden, this thing starts to spin violently and quickly, and it's smaller and smaller till it becomes the size of like a pearl. And you can't hold on to it anymore, and it shoots off from you, and you all see this ball of what looks like liquid star magma shoot out of his hands across the water, and this humongous explosion erupts over the sea, lighting up the sky. This huge explosion of steam coming off the water. Rezik, your body, you take levels of exhaustion you didn't know you had as your body just falls limp, pulling almost like the sinew muscle is just ripped off of the bones of your body. And you feel that, but you also feel a new depth. Deep, deep, deep within inside that soul cage that holds in your magic. And while it's perfectly tapped out, you understand what it takes as you reach level 5.
Yeah.
The rest of you, standing on the coast.
Man, if
You've
you had
just
died
seen-
though.
You've just seen Rezik. You've just seen Rezik basically light off a small
Kamehameha?
thermonuclear device into the ocean.
A little baby spirit bomb.
So we should go now, I'm guessing.
No, I think he's done now.
As Rezik just kind of lays on the ground, unable to move.
Yeah.
You good?
Rezik?
Let's go ahead and chill.
And
Let's
Rezik,
go
you're
chill here
awake,
for a while.
but effectively you've taken 5 levels of exhaustion.
Oh boy.
Very similar to Dresden's predicament
We've all been
back
there.
in...
Practice your spells. Practice your spells, he says.
We all will be.
Oh, God.
Okay. I just
We're
looked.
just
Okay,
going
now
so
his
hard all
forehead.
day.
Yeah. Rezik?
Good. You good?
Can you walk?
That
Hey.
still hurts a little. It's a
Hey, are
sensitive.
you okay?
Hey,
I'm
Rezik,
just gonna hang out for a little while on the ground here. I'm just gonna
Minor illusion fart.
have you ever thought about using this power to fish?
What?
Think about it. Give me
They
a moment.
could
give me
already
a
all
moment.
be cooked.
You exactly. That's what I'm saying. You get them. you first of all, they all float up to the top when they die, right? Because that happens anyway, and they're cooked at the same time. Genius.
Really?
Think of the time you'd save.
It's genius.
And I just give him a big tap on the shoulder. Great job, buddy. You did good today.
Ow.
And you haven't felt this sore since your first week in the boot camp of the commission.
Oof. Yeah. Ugh. God. Okay.
Anything
That's
else?
me for a while, I think.
So should we bring you up here, or?
Yeah.
If you could just bring me to bed, that would be.
Oh, Cornelia, just pour your flask in his mouth while he's down.
Oh no! Don't.
I'll hold his
Open
mouth
up.
open, and I open his mouth.
I'm gonna just pour it in there. Just pouring it.
Oh.
Just
It's just
pouring it.
force feeding him alcohol.
Swallow.
Tell me when to stop.
I pour
He's
about
not saying
half of it in
anything.
there. All right.
Okay, so are you
How's
making
that?
sure he's
Starts
on
well.
his side while you're doing this?
If he starts choking, we'll
Important,
turn him. Holding him up, his head up a little bit.
Yeah. And yeah, Rezik is effectively like purely at your disposal.
Yep.
Nice.
Of his arms
Hmm.
and make him dance.
Yeah. I just did. Big fire, yeah. Oh, were we still gonna do ice?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
And I
tell
drop
us.
him.
No.
All right. Let's get to it.
All right.
And we're just like making an ice pathway, I would imagine. Just trying to
So
walk on.
you
it.
make an ice, and it's every 6 seconds you can make a 10 by 10 sheet of ice. So it's kind of like, here's one, and you make another one, and then by the time you make the third one, the first one, the magic that's holding the first one kind of fades away.
Yeah.
So you very slowly can make these little, almost stepping stones. But as you get out further and deeper, the ice itself, very unstable, with pup on top. These ice sheets that you're making, they're not exactly.
Hear me out. Can I use the anchor spell on them though, and keep them from like bobbing?
Well, the anchor you had remembered that anchor amulet
Yeah,
that
the
you had
amulet.
used had expounded from outside of you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So no.
So you might
Wouldn't
be able
that be like
to,
his feet?
if you
like
were
his
standing
feet
on
are
top of it.
touching.
Well, yeah, that was my thought. I mean, I have to make them, so I have to stand on top of them as we move, right?
Well, you can make them from far away, right?
Yes. But if we're gonna keep using them as a platform, that was the idea, I think.
both gonna
right?
go
Correct me,
skipping
Pup.
across the
We're
ocean.
both
Yes.
like, yeah, we're
Yeah,
making a
and
bridge.
remember, this is the ocean too. So like you make a thing, and then
Waves.
the waves start coming up and over and
Mm.
stuff and bobbing these, and you can use your
Surfing.
amulet. You reach into the amulet and you anchor it, but the second you anchor it, those waves just start crashing against it, instantly starting to melt your ice.
Yeah.
Out in
Did
the
you
ocean,
make
it's
smaller
very
ones, or
tough.
could you make like smaller ones that are just like on your feet? Could you just freeze those underneath your feet?
I don't know if that's gonna be much more helpful, but we could try.
But that way we're not having to stand on something big. That way, like, I'm just talking about running, not standing.
Yeah, I don't know if running is ever going to be an option here. Walking maybe, but maybe not running. I don't know.
No.
Let's
I thought it was
give it
like-
a shot. Hey,
You
what's
know,
the worst thing that happen? We get wet.
2, when like Elsa's running across the water.
Yeah, it's not that fast. It takes him 6 seconds to cast the spell, and it's only a 10 by 10 is the maximum he can make.
10 by 10
every
feet?
6 seconds.
Elsa has a level.
Yeah,
Elsa's a level
Every
10
time
character, I
he's
believe. So.
huge.
Yeah,
10
so he'll
feet.
be able to
But
make
you can
little
move, like, how
foot
far can you
stepping
move?
stones.
you can run
In
what
6
40 feet
seconds?
per round, right?
Yeah.
So like, you can go 10 feet every 6 seconds.
Yeah.
So
You'd
it's like
be
a
going
little
pretty
hop.
slow.
You wait, he casts it again. You hop to the
And
next
even if
one.
you're casting a smaller one, you couldn't like.
It has to fit within a 10 by 10.
Got it. Boo.
That's
you
the
can
rules.
move. I mean, you guys are getting
Boo
soaked
this
at
man.
this point. Just the waves are crashing against
Yeah.
against the side. Yeah, unfortunately, that might be something down the line that can be developed.
Yeah.
But at this point, no.
We'll work on it. Trying to stay on top of this floating ice sheet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I push him.
Ah.
Yeah, and you guys are all soaked. Because by the time you anchored that one, waves just kind of crash into this thing and just smash you all with water. And you guys are soaked in salt water. Rezik, you're on the beach. Cornelia, you're still on the beachhead with Rezik. Or the ghost of Rezik.
Yeah. Are you okay?
Just poking you. You just feel someone poking you, Rezik, over and over and over again.
While Kellwise and I are out there, I only want to talk in halfling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just that whole conversation was in halfling, hopefully.
Nice.
Okay, yeah.
You got
mean,
really
it's-
good at the word for ice. Would be my
Yeah.
guess.
And it's a little bit chaotic. It's not like you guys are conversing. Like you guys get out there and pretty quickly the ice starts to go crazy and you guys are trying to balance and he's trying to cast another spell and you can jump to the next one and he anchors it and then the water just starts. So it's just kind of a lot of yelling. But you yell in halfling.
Yeah. Love it.
Nice.
Noise.
You guys eventually make it back to the shore. Kellwise pretty out of breath at this point, just trying to survive. Pup more in their element, just sliding from.
I'm just gonna like start doing like running laps in the water for like that resistance to like practice running faster, you know?
Okay, yeah.
That's like a thing.
And Pup's just like running waist deep in the ocean as waves are crashing into them.
That was great,
You worked on it.
Kellwise!
Nice. Yeah.
Thanks. Tired now. And then
Yes.
we'll lay down with Rezik.
Cullen.
So while they're having a beach day, I'd like to. The Herniax is destroyed, right?
The Herniax has been destroyed. It was basically eaten by that thing.
Yeah, super dupe. What I'd like to do is bond Calyx's vicious longsword.
Okay.
So I just sit down for an hour and bond that thing to myself. Because I need a weapon.
Okay.
And after that's done, if it's possible, since you can technically as raw have two, I'd like to, and tell me if this is even remotely possible, but I'd like to try and bond my shield, if that's even a thing that can be done.
Sure. Yeah. I don't see why not.
I get a sure why not. Yeah. So then I'll sit down and I'll bond that thing as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very
yeah.
sweet. Yeah. I've got a shard blade, and it's awesome.
Noise.
All right.
Basically the only
He's
person-
doing that.
Only reason anyone does that.
You guys, how are you guys getting back home?
I imagine
how
we're...
are you guys getting Rezik back home? Is more the
Yeah.
question.
Oh.
I'll potato sack him.
Oh, okay. Ooh, that's got to be uncomfortable.
Wait, what were you gonna say? And I drop him back down.
Oh,
I was gonna say we all take a limb, but yeah, maybe it's better if you just potato sack him. Yeah. Next time we come out here, we'll bring the mule.
Okay, and I put him back over my shoulder. Did I drop him again? Are you sure?
I mean,
Okay.
I don't think I can fit him. Okay, yeah, you're just a way better carrier than I am. He wouldn't even fit over my shoulder. I mean, look how big he is.
I'm gonna
You
turn myself
dragging
into
on the ground.
Rezik.
Yeah, that's weird. You're carrying
Why is
yourself.
this weird? No, I'm pup's carrying him, but I'm into this pup. Oh, look at me! I did so cool spells. I did big fireball into the water. Wow.
Yeah, show
I
off.
weakly slap my own butt. Knock it
Drop
off.
him.
Oh, no.
Oh, you had that coming.
And every time you drop Rezik, you're pretty sure one of your organs moves out of alignment. You don't know which one, because it's hard to tell. They're all jammed in there, but one of them is now out of place. Your stomach is flipped, your liver is kinked. You don't know. Kidney's broken.
Let's go.
And you guys make it back to the estate pretty easily. The guards give you a look, but they saw you leave. And one of them had seen you at the at that cave-in, so they knew you were at least citizens, or you had been already in the city, had seen you. So it was easy enough for you guys to get through the first gate at the north and back to the estate.
That was an eventful day.
Yeah, you guys get back, and Rezik, you have a series of deliveries, all wrapped up from various
Nice.
different craftsmen.
Very cool.
And you guys see there's just a stack of what look like Amazon boxes.
Amazon.
Rezik,
Yeah.
have you already spent your money? Your gold?
For you, God. I'll just like point and try to make them understand that these are for you guys.
How do we know which one's for who?
They're all for me.
You think they're all for you? I'm like,
All right, are they
he was
all
pointing to
like
all of
wraps?
us? I don't think he was just pointing.
Uh-oh, my audio popped out. Hold on a second. What is going on?
Oh
What?
boy.
James is just like the
Holy.
guy that's like he's attractive, but he's not handsome. You know, he's just like
Aw,
it's just
thank you.
very attractive. I would date him, but
Attractive, but
There we go.
not
He's not
handsome.
handsome.
Sorry,
What an
everyone. We're back.
amazing.
Sorry, I heard.
What an amazing
I heard they're all for me
I don't know.
out of Cornelia's mouth, and that's the last thing I heard.
So that's canon.
No, James is handsome. That's not canon.
And
Wow.
attractive.
And attractive.
So are they all
Not
wrapped?
both at the
Yeah,
same
it's-
Are the
time.
packages
You
wrapped?
presume they're all wrapped, right?
They are wrapped. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we could.
I'm gonna go to
Should we
the
just
biggest one and open it.
Okay.
hand
There's
these
one
out.
that's this very long, almost wooden box. It's almost 5 feet wide and nearly 7 feet long, in this wooden enclosure.
It's a giant box.
It's long and
This
flat.
my
Yeah.
is this my grave? Oh, don't doesn't it's too big for me. Dresden, that's yours.
What do we got here?
We don't know. It's a giant box.
Oh. I hope it isn't the case for the herniacs. What do we got? What do we got? I'll take the box.
Okay, you open it up and you pry this box open. It's not hard, and inside is this. Well, Rezik, you can explain.
Sure, yeah. It's so it's an oversized great axe, like the one you had, but a little nicer because it's not used. It's a new one with a wooden handle wrapped partially with leather binding, and on the very bottom there is a metal crown sticking out of the hilt. On the very bottom of it, there's like a metal crown, and on the actual blade it says "The Judge" on the blade.
Judge. Oh my god. Does it have a Hemi? Ooh. Yeah, I just start wandering around, really. Just...
Whoa!
Hey-o.
Whoa!
Bad
You just wait till I'm
memories.
drunk.
Watch the handles.
Oh boy.
Just don't start throwing it around.
Hey, thanks, dude. This is really nice. This is like, that's maybe a little on the nose, huh? What do you think?
I think that goes on the head.
On the nose? No? Yeah? Okay. You okay?
You did a good hell.
Did you get him drunk?
Yeah, a little. He kind of
Drunk
passed
with
out,
power.
and then we got him drunk.
Oh my gosh. Great. Good. He's cutting loose finally. He's buying presents.
No, I
Getting
think
drunk.
he's really tired. You should have seen the fireball that he let out at the beach. It was huge. It was huge. It was huge.
Yeah, it was
God.
an explosion of which we've never seen something like that before. Never.
So that conversation we had yesterday about lying low and like not
Oh yeah, he
attracting
did
too
not
much
do that
attention.
at all.
We went far north of the city. There were very few people around. Let's put it that way.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
In
Nice.
fact, no one. I don't remember seeing anyone else. Truth be told.
Cool. So,
Yeah.
so they would have just seen you when he came back.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is good because we also spent all day shooting fireballs at like explosions of water.
Oh, even better. Look at you
Yeah.
guys. Okay. Sweet. Fun. Thank you.
Times. You missed out.
I love you, Dresden.
Love you too, bud.
I love you.
I know. We all know. Tap.
All right. And, you guys see an assortment of other packages all wrapped up.
Okay.
I'm gonna open the smallest one now.
Just hand random packages out to people.
Okay. Cornelia opens the smallest one. And what's inside, Rezik?
Okay. Well, the smallest one would be one of trust, but I'll just say for now that let's see. The smallest one.
It's whatever you
Probably
say it
Cornelius.
is. It's whatever you
Yeah,
say
it's
it is,
Cornelius.
Rezik.
So yeah, Cornelia, you open up the smallest one. It's a wooden mask that's carved and painted to look like Cyclops, and it has the eye that matches your good eye. That area is cut out for your eye, obviously. And on the back, I painted also a little quote that just says, "Love leaves a memory that no one can steal."
Lovely. Aww. I'm gonna go squeeze him hard.
Yeah. And Cornelia, you feel like a distinct pop in one of his ribs.
Oh. That's tough love.
Oh, you can too.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm gonna put it on.
Yeah, and it's
How
reminiscent.
fun.
You know that Taika and all the wildlings have little wooden masks on whenever they run around, and it's not the exact same, but his is very rudimentary. It's kind of just like a flat wooden plank with eyes and a mouth hole popped out. But you guys kind of match.
Actually,
To a certain extent,
there's only one hole popped out for her one eye. Everything else is just one solid
Yeah, no, I'm
piece.
saying, but Taika had
Yeah.
Taika's mask was very rudimentary.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And so there is paint as well, or mostly just engraving, or
It's
what's the-
painted. It's painted to be the same coloration as Cyclops was. So I had the wood commission, and then someone else painted it later.
No.
So it looks like Ogden.
Cyclops.
Oh.
Cyclops.
Sorry.
Yeah. Her.
Ogden
Yeah.
had said he goes by Cyclops, but
Oh yeah.
but
yeah.
Cornelia
Sorry.
had named
Sorry.
Her dog.
Yes.
her dog
Yes.
Cyclops.
Yeah.
Man,
So
so work on
let's
your
just
naming schemes, okay? Thank you.
let's just say the next one. Let's just say the next one's Kelwise. So Kelwise, you open yours, and yours is it's an archery guard. It's like a thick leather archery guard, but it has waves carved into the leather. There's a round piece on the top that has a little slot. It's a little like round metal piece that's like meant for your gold coin that you had with Quinque that you got from Quinque. Quinquano, sorry, that you're able to basically put in a slot and like lock it in, and then all the buckles are like fish that are connected.
Rizik, I know you can't really hear me right now, but this is amazing. Thank you so much. I'm honored.
Study,
That's
by-
great.
Yeah.
Love you too, buddy.
And then we'll say the last one is Pop, and basically, and actually, I wrote out one idea, but then I was like, I don't know. So, Kate, if I could ask you,
What did you get?
Would you
Just-
rather-
What
No,
did you,
it's a
what did you
gift.
get?
Oh,
What
I
did
don't
you
get to
You
choose.
get choose? What did you
I'm not
get?
gonna choose. I'm not. What? That's not how gift giving works.
okay. Fine. All right. So I got they are two light leather bracers with a tree like a tree, like what are those called again? Like you like love adding those patches to all your outfits, right? It's like a tree patch, I guess, in the center, and it has the sun in the background, and then it kind of the sun kind of fades into this honeycomb pattern that wraps around the bracers.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Guys, how do I look?
Oh, great.
Man, it's pretty
Powerful.
badass.
Rizik,
Really.
this is so cool when I punch him. I love him!
All right.
You too.
Oh, Rizik, you learned about gift giving. I'm such a good teacher.
Well, you gave us gifts before.
And Rezik just passes out. Cold. Anything else you guys want to do? All right. So you guys spend.
No, not today.
You guys go to bed. You wake up the next day. It's a new day.
I wanted to challenge Dresden to a spar before bed with his new axe.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dresden, do you accept?
Oh, I mean,
Do you want to practice your new axe? Or no?
yes.
Yes!
There we go.
Okay, let's go to the fighting ring.
Okay. Prepare to be
Just
judged.
push the robot thing out of the way and get out my quarterstaff.
Now, Dresden, are you putting your armor on and everything? Are you getting like fully in gear?
Should I? You're nodding.
I just need to
Alright.
know.
No, Papa's nodding. Okay. Help me with it. And then there's one back
I got
here. Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right.
And then a question for Jaymes. So out of curiosity, so like quarterstaffs are a D6, but they're versatile. So two-handed, it's a D8. Can monks use the D8? Can I technically use it two-handed? Because I've been reading about it in like so many forums. They're like, yeah, monks can do that.
Yeah,
just wanna make sure that I can do that.
I don't see why not. You're
So
offhand attack
so
has to
I've
be
been
unarmed
taking
attack.
2 lower points this whole time for no reason.
Oh,
Okay, an average of 1 lower point.
I've been taking 2 lower points this whole time for no reason. Cool.
Yeah,
Great.
you basically have been.
Cool. Love that for us. Cool.
Okay, sucker. Put him up.
Okay.
All right, initiative.
Oh God.
roll!
Who do you think's gonna win?
Fucking Bobby.
Hey, you guys should
guys.
take bets.
Oh, I rolled like
Mm.
beauty.
Who looks?
I rolled a 7.
3.
Oh!
And you guys hear as that's happening.
I
You guys
think
see
Pup.
Eric Karate,
Dresden looks tired.
Fitz, Zakesta. They all come out to watch, just to see what the hubbub is about.
Cool.
All right. Hey everyone.
I got 2 gold on Pup. Dresden looks sleepy.
What does Zakesta look like?
And he's distracted.
She looks to you and she gives you like a very judgmental. Let's see what you got.
I take the axe and I just hold it sort of like parallel, but like low. And I wink.
He's very
And she
distracted.
just kind of yells out to you. That's not my experience.
Ice
And I want to
cold.
put my quarterstaff
Oh.
there too, and I like smack his with mine.
And I just shout back, "Why do you think I'm practicing?"
Well, I guess practice makes perfect.
Pup's not a grower or a shower. They're just a changer. Anyways.
And Fitz walks up to you, Cornelia. I'll see two gold. I think Dresden has it in him, although Pup is very formidable. We'll see.
Yeah. All right.
Don't let me
Right.
down, Dresden.
Can
And
I
I-
see your 2 gold Fits?
Crack my knuckles.
No, I know what you're doing, Cornelia. My coin pouches hidden safely away.
If Pup
Alright.
is stretching, I'm just gonna attack Pup, even though I.
Oh, I was waiting for
Lower fucking-
them to finish.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
No, my initiative first.
Yeah, but you're all over there distracted. I'm focused.
Fine. Fine. I was waiting for a 3, 2, 1 count. I was waiting for a 3, 2, 1 count, but if you want to fight dirty.
All right, Dresden. We'll say this. You get one attack. You get one attack as a reaction
Okay.
at disadvantage.
God damn it! Of course, I forgot.
Oh, please roll Bobby dice.
I exclusively roll Bobby dice these days. That's not great. That's not going anywhere.
Why are they so bad?
Because you hate me deep down inside.
No,
that's
I
a
love
10.
you.
A
Nope.
10.
It's the curse.
Yeah, Pup, you jump out of the way, and you're like, oh, we're starting now. And your initiative goes first.
Bop. Smack him with my quarterstaff.
Okay, roll an attack.
I'm
And
so
what stance are you in,
distracted.
Dresden?
I will be in an offensive stance. I
Offensive?
know I've got like defensive. I am
Oh,
full
defensive.
on, just like
Defensive, okay.
So,
that should put me at 21.
You frazzled
Well,
me
19,
so
19
much.
without your shield, right?
I put on all my armor.
Yeah, that's 18, and 19 with a defensive stance. But you have your Hernia axe out, right? Your shield gives you 2 more.
Oh yeah. I can't do the shield and the harness. Hernie.
The judge.
2.0. The judge.
Yeah, the
The
judge.
judge. Yeah.
Judge.
Damn. Could use that. Could use that shield. I don't know. Yeah.
A
so
nat
19.
1? Ooh, roll me a D100.
Please just knock yourself unconscious right now. Please. Please.
Oh.
Please. Please.
Here we go. Here we go.
Please.
Bumble chart. Bumble chart.
41.
41.
Damn
Roll me a dexterity save.
10.
You go to bop back, and you stumble and smack yourself right in the back of the head with your own staff.
Oh, what?
And just for a second, your eyes just start to... Ooh. And that's your turn.
I don't get a bonus or nothing.
Nope. You're
'Kay,
stunned
do I take
until
any
you start your
damage?
next round. You take no damage. You're just
Cool.
stunned
Stunned. Great.
completely
I'll take it.
until
Boo.
Dresden. You see
Yeah.
this?
You distracted me!
Just swing the hernia axe twice.
Now, let me see.
Now. Oh God.
I don't know if
I don't
you
like
get
it when he says
advantage.
now.
Hold on, let me
I
just
need
make
another.
sure.
I need another Bobby.
Creature's incapacitated. Now I gotta go incapacitated. Can't attack or take reactions. Okay.
And
You
they're
just can't
they're
attack and take
vulnerable.
reactions.
They're
But
vulnerable
they're-
to judges. Judges are instant
There's no
death.
advantage. You're still at disadvantage on attack.
Double advantage
Kills pup.
with a twist. Can you imagine? Okay. All right.
Yes.
This is James's game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no.
But like the
oh,
like
no.
you know what that would do to Dresden? Do you know how rich that would make your character?
Be so bad. Yeah. So I'll attack. Well, yeah, that's not gonna happen. I don't think. 12 for the first one.
Nope.
It's a new axe. And 17 for the second.
Ooh. D20 for damage. The Herniax hits you, pup, like a train.
The judge, mind you.
The judge, yes.
The
Hits you like a train.
That is 22 points of damage.
Oh, shit.
If your axe is the judge, does that make you jury and executioner?
Let's go!
Oh my god.
Yes. Yes.
It's so long since you hit anything with that.
It's been so long. Oh,
All right,
wonderful.
your second attack hits. Anything else, Dresden? You have a bonus action and
Oh yeah. Oof. I guess I'll fuck it. I'll switch to my great weapon.
reroll ones and
Stance.
twos.
Yeah.
Okay, so you switch over, and
Yeah.
you feel that connect, and then you go into this very aggressive two-handed stance, and pup, you clock this. And are you moving away or anything?
No. Fuck it.
Okay, pup, you just got rung like a bell twice. Once by your
You're
own
doing
staff.
great.
I feel like Rezik. I hit him.
Shake-
Back.
You shake him, and then you lunge up. All right, roll an attack.
What's 18 plus 6?
24.
Yeah.
That hits.
Did 24 hit? Yeah.
24 hits. So
Okay,
Dresden,
you
swing the sacks. You come
I'm
back
also gonna do
and
some
right faster than you could
lightning.
have anticipated. Woof. Pup's right there, and boom, smacks you with her, with their lightning staff.
11 damage.
11 points
Lightning.
of damage, as lightning just racks your body. And the metal armor, you think
boy.
twice about it just for a second.
These two are playing for keeps.
And then I'm gonna come back with a flurry of blows. Bop, bop.
Well, you also have a second attack, right?
Oh my god! I have 2 attacks now! You're right! Thank you.
Oh.
And
then
I'm
a
gonna
flurry
go
of
for another
blows.
bop.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
Damn it. This is bullshit.
18.
18 just barely hits now that he has dropped his dodge.
Son of a bitch.
It's defensive stance.
And I'm doing some more lightning.
Here it comes.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11 points of lightning damage.
Oh.
Paid you back in full.
Bop, bop.
And wait, there's more.
So I go bop, and then bop, and then I want to use that to put myself up and kick, for the just for flavor for the flurry of blows.
All right. You spend a key
Okay,
point.
so
2 more kicks come out.
Stupid monks.
16 plus 6 is 22.
That's a hit.
What is that Zoolander where you just see his feet come up into frame? Just
Yeah.
Breakdance fighting.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 8 damage.
8 damage. 8 more bludgeoning damage.
And then my second unarmed.
Jeez.
15 plus 6 is 21.
Ooh, that's another hit. Yikes.
So wait, what was
3 is
that?
6.
6 damage. So
6
14
damage for
plus
that one?
22, that's 38?
No, what was your? I've already been going. What was the last one?
Oh, 6.
6. Okay. Cool. I've been keeping track of each
And then-
horrible thing as it smashes into my body.
So I did the flurry of blows, but can I still stunning strike on that
No.
flurry of
So
blows?
each attack, you use a stunning
Jesus
strike. You can
fucking
declare a
Christ.
stunning strike on each attack. But it has to be before you do the
It has to be
attack.
before I do it. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. Too late. Did not know that.
But there's next round.
It sure is. If I
Are you moving anywhere? Are you doing anything else? You have your movement. Although he has a reaction.
Yeah, there's no point.
Okay.
No, go somewhere, please.
I go.
I react to that. Just, more like, oh, where the fuck are you?
Dresden, you feel electrically charged right now,
Yeah,
and
I
not in
feel
a good
great.
way. What are you doing?
So I'm just fucking bringing it around again. There's only one thing to do, and that's just hope that these both connect and this ends before I'm fucking destroyed.
Okay, roll another attack.
That's not gonna do it. That's an 11.
Nope.
Oh, come on, fucking Bobby Dice.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That's a 10. That's not happening. Stupid Bobby Dice, Bobby Axe. Fucking.
Anything with your bonus action?
I mean, what the fuck can I even do?
You have second wind.
Oh yeah, I
You
forgot
have
about these
action
things.
surge.
Oh god, we haven't fought in so long. Yeah, well, I mean, I'll probably die
mean, you
soon,
could do
so I
both
might
of
as well
those.
do all of these things. Yeah. Well, one, I'm gonna do my second wind.
Okay. So I think it's
Well, I
D10
mean, I
plus your
suppose
level.
I suppose I'd have to do my action surge first, right? So I'll action surge.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess. I'm not-
Okay.
All right. So,
so-
Dresden, you rage and push
Pretty
past
much.
the human limits as you get 2 more attacks.
Come on!
Why are you so mad?
Because you're so stupid fast. Stop moving. Would you just be like an average person and just wear armor for instead of stop moving?
No.
That's a 17 to hit.
No. Yeah, that hits.
Ooh! Here it comes.
That is 15 points of damage.
15 points of damage.
Oh.
And you're like, oh, why don't you? Boom.
No.
Body just kind of
Poor pup.
off to the side. And
Oof. And I just need to know. I just need to know, so I line up the next attack and I just swing. But I don't make contact if I do. I'm trying to. I just have to know. I just have to know
okay.
if the last one would have hit. Oh, what would have fucking murdered you? That would have been a 19 to hit. Just had to. Oh!
You're enjoying this way too much.
And that would have been 23 points. Just had
Oh
to,
my
just had to
god.
know. Just had to know.
I'm just gonna roll over or like run over to Pup and look at Dresden and
And
yell,
I'm just
"You
like,
monster!"
"I
Because I
would've
see
done
the
that, I
murder
would've done
in his eyes right now.
One of those and
Stop
that
it,
would have-
Dresden.
You start to
Oh,
walk
sorry.
over. You start to walk
won.
over to Dresden, and you feel a hand on your shoulder. Excuse me, Cornelia. I believe you owe me a few gold coins.
2, not a few. And I'm gonna hand him the 2 gold.
Oh, thank you. I shall cherish these 2 gold coins.
Yeah,
I'll put them in a
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna
special
walk
pouch.
off.
Oh, Cornelia's
Yeah,
coins.
I know.
That's what I'll call
Yeah,
them.
your secret hidden special pouch.
Oh, we should probably see if Pup is okay.
Thanks for letting me know about that. Fitz. Well, let's go check on Pup.
You keep
Tell
your hands
Wise we
out of my
need
you.
pants,
Oh,
Cornelia.
Oh, your pants. In your pants? That's weird. In the back side or the front side?
What? Wait, what?
Fitz.
Fitz?
all
Oh my
What?
god, Pup.
Yeah, Pup.
I'll cure wounds, both of them. Pup first, but
Okay,
then
you
Dresden.
cure wounds, Pup. Pup, you're feeling the ragged nature. In
I
your
stay
body.
right. I don't move. I still
Okay.
playing dead.
Oh my
You're
god.
playing dead?
Oh god. Hey. Hey. Oh wait, I'm the medic.
Usually this works.
I start checking Pup. I'm like, oh shit, Pup's actually dead. Oh fuck.
Anyone have a? Do you have a mirror? Anyone have a
What did
mirror?
you-
Just
I look at
do
Dresden.
they have their
What did you do to this axe?
Does Dresden
I'm
come
my
towards
bad.
me?
I'm
Like,
not-
is he like in
Dresden's
my?
not there.
Dresden's
Where
right
is
on
he?
top of you, checking your pulse
Is
now.
it poison? Yeah,
I
I'm
like-
just like
Am I like well enough to?
Oh yeah.
I want to. Okay, I'm gonna like grab him. I want to try to like wrestling, like pin him to the ground from where he is. Like I want to do like a cool like
Ooh.
little maneuver.
Okay, roll a athletics. Contested
Okay.
athletics.
okay, wait. In all fairness, I am paying very close attention to Pup. Does Pup catch me by surprise?
Roll a
Granted,
medicine
if I-
check. Roll a medicine
Well, no,
check.
but here's the thing: I would be reaching for my medicine kit, my
yeah,
healer's
yeah.
kit. So yes, Pup probably catch it. Okay, fine. Contested, fuck you, Bobby Dice. What is this? An athletics check? You-
15 plus 4, 19.
Oh. Athletics. 14 plus 6, 20.
Oh!
Bobby Dice. Yeah, so I mean,
It's a
you get me
close
by
call.
surprise, and I just pull the you've almost got me, and then I flip all the way around and ping you again. Hey, you could be hurt. Stop. I just take some cotton wadding and just put it in their mouth. Yeah, we pick no. Oh, you know what? Yeah, swallow. I just get.
Just eats it.
It's gonna be like a cat. It's just gonna be like hanging out of you for a couple days.
dingleberries.
Gross.
That's
Wow.
horrifying.
No.
Gross. All right. Well,
The judge works. Consider
That was
yourself
really good.
judged. I'll work on that. We'll work on that.
Yeah, I'm still working on how to like. I think that I hit myself and made myself dizzy,
Yeah, thank
but
you.
I think
for
I
that.
can do that to other people.
No
I should probably
problem.
figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
Did you just
Yeah.
have to hit them?
Yeah, or like call it before I, make my action.
Did that burn? It looked like that burned. Nice one,
I mean,
Wise.
it doesn't feel good. I think I got it.
All right. Well, still the reigning champion, destroyer of the machine, destroyer of pups.
I think that I got further in machine than you did, but okay.
Yeah, but I destroyed it, literally. They had to
Ew.
fix it.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Good sir.
Granted, I think your score was higher, but
But your score was cooler.
well, I help Pup up. Let's go get snacks.
And you find, interestingly enough,
Racers, I'm like checking them out.
they're making dinner, and there's a roasted snake salad. Yeah.
Is it edible?
What kind
Is
of
it
lettuce?
like, is it the like scene in Temple of Doom where we all sort of sit down and it's like, why are so many drums playing? And then it's just like,
They tell it to you, and you look, and it just looks like a salad with meat on top of it. But
Okay.
yeah, interestingly enough,
Local snakes or
Is there
they don't know. It's
no?
just a
Is there
snake
skin?
salad.
Just the meat?
James, you're a bad person.
Oh,
Oh,
but they
sorry.
also have
I have a pet
caramelized pineapple
snake.
slices alongside
There's a
rutabaga,
lot of snakes.
and there's a little bit of a sausage, Polish style sausage, seasoned
is it snake sausage?
Is it pork or beef
It's not.
sausage?
No, and you don't know.
is the
you know,
snake
to be
filled
honest,
with other snakes?
Pup, the snake salad.
Genius.
It could just be like different pieces of beef because you see the meat itself as some kind of mince meat, and it's in these long little logs.
James, you're just trying to save your butt
the
because you
salad.
forgot that I had a pet snake.
No, not at all. They look like little
Well,
snakes.
not anymore. But we
Yeah.
do have dinner.
Wait! I was like, yeah. And then I
Yeah.
understood what you said.
He made it sound really nice. It was very inviting. And then
waiting.
it's like, wait a minute. What is?
Waiting for it to get larger.
Oh, yikes. Amongst other things.
Okay. Is it good? The snake salad? I mean, is it tasty?
It's heavily spiced
Mm.
meat, hints
Just
of
been-
beef and lamb. Very
Desperately tries to turn off the Food
very
Network.
Euro mood.
Is this like when we get fed food? Are we the only? Is this like our room with just our food, or
No,
are there
no.
like
There's
a lot
like
of
a
other
dining.
people?
There's that very
It's like a
pronounced
grand dining hall
area.
So there's people
Yeah.
coming
And,
in and out.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the people of the house eat all at the same time. And a lot of the working staff do eat as well. They just don't eat in the dining room.
Mm-hmm.
So this dinner kind of feeds everyone in the house.
Sure no one saw that.
I did. We brought those.
And there's also some there's this little for desserts they have these little rolled up what look like almost like these flat, really thin pancake wrappings with this sweetened milk rice interior with a little bit of cinnamon sprinkled on top.
Interesting.
Once again, a fancy spread. I mean, do we need to leave?
Is there anything alive?
That's a good question.
Like live crabs or live things?
Nothing is alive, no.
I mean,
Live
food,
things?
food tends to
like
be dead.
Guess
to
I'd have to
eat
go to the
things
or
that
the-
are alive?
Can I go to the kitchen and see
I
if there's
feel
any live
Or, like,
things?
raw.
Let's not. There's a difference between alive and raw,
You want to see? Okay.
Yeah.
I think.
No, there's
I mean,
nothing alive.
There's usually.
Nothing that they're serving that's living.
I guess technically, plants are alive until you eat them, kind of.
I mean, they're dying.
So
Yeah.
are we.
Cut off from their life source.
Very, very dark, Pup. Thank you.
I saw the other side.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you
Knocked
did.
me out.
Oh,
My life flashed before my eyes.
That's like the
Your
fifth
life
time.
flashed before my eyes. It was very confusing.
Anything I should know about? Coming up? So it comes up in the future. Yes.
Hmm.
Awesome.
Wait. What?
What?
I take out my giant spoon.
It's not really a salad spoon. I mean, it doesn't have a good like salad eating implement.
Nope.
It. Hmm.
Okay, well, is there such thing as a salad spoon?
Yes.
And it's this. And I shove it in Dresden's face. This
Wow.
is a salad.
You really get a
spoon.
good look of the.
God, it's
And,
just
and,
so
and the honey
bulbous.
dipper on the other end is still covered in like honey from earlier in the day.
Does that do anything for you, Dresden?
I mean, that thing's dripping so much. You might want to get it checked out. When was the last time you ate honey?
Before we were fighting.
Oh, okay, so not that long ago. Great. Anyway,
I say as I'm currently eating honey with the salad and the
okay.
salad.
Oh, good.
Do you have like
Yeah.
the spoon on one side and then the honey is on the opposite? Nice.
Yeah.
But how do you stop the honey from attracting all of the, like the lint bits and
And
the
the
odds and
ants.
ants that are in the ants? Yeah, they're
You
in
like
the
it
bottom of the
clean.
bag. Yeah.
Mm.
You think that I leave
Guess
any
that
honey
makes
off behind?
I mean,
If I had to guess, yeah.
What? I'm not wasteful.
well, it's more the properties of honey, right? I mean, it's sticky. It's hard to completely clean off. It's not a you thing, really.
What are you talking about? And I freaking lick the thing clean and look, nothing.
Doesn't it have those little like grooves though?
I think
Like-
you're
Yeah,
have to
you
roll
stick
for
you
that.
dip your tongue in it. It's like the
You have to
special
roll for
bits
that,
because it
Kate.
gets all together and it gets extra sugary.
Oh, you can probably just make your tongue the exact right size too. That's weird.
Mm.
Okay,
It's true.
I'm
That's a
gonna
good
go back
point.
to eating this snake.
No, I don't think that's snake.
Oh,
I think it's just a figure of speech, because they look like snakes. Things.
Otherwise, someone somewhere would kill someone else.
every time they bring out the food and they talk about it, I think I just go deaf. Tastes great though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad.
Anyway,
All right, you guys wind down. You eat your meal. More of this happens throughout the week. Anything else you guys wanted to do before you have your ship's completion?
I mean, I'll.
Repairs.
Oh no, go ahead.
I just
What do
want
you-
to make sure I'm calculating for each night or day that I'm researching this book. I just want to make sure it's recorded, like translating
Okay.
this book for Trestia.
Yeah. So you spend the next 2 weeks doing that, and you get pretty far. Roll me a d20. Actually, roll me a d100. We'll just get it all out of the way at once.
Well, we'll see.
Or not. Do or die.
68.
Why not both?
68. You get to a point where you have 3 or 4 of these poems translated, and you're starting to see patterns in words, letters, markings, and such. Clear connections. You might not understand the grammatical structure of how these words are put together, but you're starting to piece together little bits and such, and how this would go together.
Am I finding, because it's in Gnome and Inferno, am I finding a connection between the two races, like the Gnome and the Tieflings, or what exactly are the poems telling me, or like what kind of information is it?
Well, the poems themselves, very well written, but in like the Gnomish, like an old tongue of Gnomish, almost like, for instance, reading Shakespeare. It's just written in almost like a labyrinth of words that you have to kind of go back and understand yourself. So that's what's been making this so hard. These poems speak a lot about the deep, the darkness, the underground, stone. There's just a lot of mentions of rock and darkness and space And it seems like all of these were written by someone, and you know that your ancient ancestors and your cousins live underground exclusively. Some live in the mountains. They don't come out. Right. And that's in the stories of the gnomes. You guys were born from, no one believes these, but the fun stories they tell at the festivals and such are that, the gnomes were born from fancy gems, rubies, emeralds, all those things. They were born from those and came out of the
Yeah.
mountain
Makes sense.
and were adopted into the forest. So these stories just kind of talk about that. And so you can kind of piece together this really, really old book is probably from someone who still lives underneath the mountains.
Oh. While I'm reading this book, do I learn any infernal myself? At least how to read it, because I'm doing a cross translation.
Yeah, I mean, the
potentially?
letters
Or-
themselves, you can kind of pick out what a word might look like. Obviously, there's no pronunciation. There's none of that. You need Trust's aid to try and pronounce some of these words and maybe put it together, because Trust knows spoken infernal. So if you could tell her the word, maybe she could figure it out. And it's very loose.
Right.
You're kind of scribing notes, and it's coming together. It's a very, very difficult project just because of the holes in both of your knowledge, but it seems like you're making headway. You start to see patterns and such in the words in the script.
Awesome.
68. Anybody else? Dresden, you had said something.
I just want to see if I can track down Zakesta.
Okay. Yeah, Zakesta, you noticed that when the fight was over and you looked up, pointedly, she was just walking into the house.
That sounds about right. I'm not surprised. I'll just poke around, see if I can find her.
And she's in the lounge, the little study
Pokey
area.
being around.
I walk in. Hey, you have a second? Why is the music changing?
Yes, Dresden.
Did-
And she closes her book pointedly, as if you were interrupting.
I am interrupting, so just want to talk about the other night.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing a bunch of thinking. It's never happened to me before. And I don't know. When we went out to dinner, you were acting so strange. It kind of threw me for a bit of a loop.
Strange.
You
in
put
what
on
way?
this, I don't know, you put on these airs about how just going out to dinner was so important, and how this meal and that meal, you seemed like a totally different person. And I guess I'm just kind of wondering, and no, I'm not, obviously I'm not putting this on you, like, but which person is the real you? Is it the person that I've talked to in this room many times, or is it the person who goes out in public and flaunts knowledge of odd wines?
They're both me. I know that doesn't really help you, but
No.
look, I am who I am. When we go out to drink, I love my wine. I love my wine, Dresden. As you see. And,
Sure.
I may have gotten a little carried away. I was very excited. It's fun. I haven't been on a date in nearly 39 years.
Feels like that for me too.
39 years?
It feels like that.
No.
I mean,
Well.
like relatively,
I apologize if I
no.
seemed rude. All right.
No apology necessary. I don't know. It struck me as it just
Is
felt
that
cold.
why?
I
what
don't know.
happened?
I
Happened?
have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. I mean, that literally has never happened. So it was honestly, I was a little concerned. I was like, am I dying? You know? But that's, I don't know. Just wanted to touch base with you.
Well, maybe we can talk about it more.
I'd like that.
Shall we?
Talk about it
More.
more.
And she stands up, puts the book back on the shelf.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. And bring the Herniacs. And walks upstairs.
I can't tell Rezik about this. I go upstairs. Yeah, that's all I wanted to accomplish.
Okay. The rest of you spend the week hanging out, listening to Dresden. And you guys notice Dresden comes out. Dresden, roll another d20.
No. I was
This
hoping
time-
we would just
This time
sail right
with
now.
advantage. Don't tell me, because I don't need
Okay.
to know. It's not about me.
You don't need to know. No.
It's just about you.
I only told you the first time because I thought it was so funny.
Yeah, using the Pokebeans.
With advantage, you said?
Yeah, with advantage. All right. You guys spend the next 2 weeks gallivanting around, more of the same. There is no dull day with a group of you.
Nope.
One morning.
I wanted to buy a couple things just while we were in there, just really quick, really super
Yeah,
fast.
I mean, anything you want to buy. I mean, just is it in the PHB?
Well, one of them isn't. Yeah. So a compass, because we had already talked about it.
Yeah.
I want to get a chest. We were talking about a chest in the break, except I specifically want this chest to not have a lock on the outside. I wanted to have a lock on the inside, meaning
Oh.
it's only you can only open
You
it
can
from
only
the inside.
lock it from the inside.
Ooh.
Yes.
But if it's unlocked, you can, do whatever.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes.
Interesting idea.
You
About
kinky
my
man.
size.
Yeah, like something that would fit like me or Cornelia, perhaps.
Okay.
I press.
Yes.
Which I think it would, considering you said 10 cubic feet. I don't know how
12
big.
cubic feet.
12 cubic feet or 300 pounds. So it at least works with the weight. And the other thing I wanted to do was just help with the ship as well, just to learn
Okay.
all the ins and outs of the new things
Yeah.
that were happening with it.
So you familiarize yourself with all the repairs, just noting how if anything were to go wrong or someone to take an axe and hack into your boat again, you'd know what's going on. And one morning, Kelwise, you look at the ship and you find there's nothing left to do. The final nail, as Bo-sun hands you this little hammer, and there's like one nail sticking out just a little bit on the foredeck.
For me?
For you.
Feels like it's been forever.
Feels like a lot longer than 2 weeks, huh?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it was mostly me waiting. You had a lot to do. I had not as much to do. So maybe it was different for you, but for me, felt like a really long time.
Well, this is my greatest work yet.
I'm
Hammered
happy
in.
to hear that. I'm very happy to hear that. Okay. Give it a whack.
Okay, and the nail just goes ding. All right, well, thanks for this opportunity. Hope you guys enjoy.
No.
Tammy of your adventures.
Thank you. Yeah.
See ya.
It was.
And he just
Okay.
walks off. Very unceremonious.
So much more meaningful for me. I guess it's just a job. Thank you. Thank you. See you in the future.
And
The
That's when you hear it.
future.
boy, look at this ship, guys. This is amazing. Right, hey, help me up. Help me on deck. As you see Slug down there.
Yeah.
Big bug
Yeah.
eyes.
Okay, hold on. I'll reach out and I'll grab his arm. I'll help him up.
Oh, you're a proper captain now, ain't you? Look
Sounds
at
a-
this ship. And you note, he smells rather pleasant. For once.
Well, that's a first. Does he look cleaner?
He looks not clean, but not filthy.
Cleaner? Is this
Cleaner.
like? Is this because I know he takes like a bath before he gets back on the ship and then doesn't for like 2 more years? Is this just like the?
Most people don't bathe on a ship, for the
Yeah.
most part. It's just not a lot of, I mean, you could dab, you can clean up a little bit, but you don't properly
Water all
bathe.
around.
But it
The mist
seems
cleaned
like
you.
he's taken a little bit on himself to self-care. That's
Oh.
maybe the word.
Well, Slug, you look and, might I say, smell much better than normal.
Yeah, oh, you. Yeah, I took what you said. I thought about it. I thought about it real hard. And I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? Sug, you can do better. You can do better. And that's all thanks to you, Cowboys. my
That's the
captain.
spirit.
Don't you
I'm
wanna
glad to
say
hear it.
Thank you. You changed my
No.
life. Now I'm ready for a
I-
proper adventure, huh? Where are we taking this thing? Huh? Where are we going?
Well, we're gonna go south and a little east, and we're gonna head to a place called Hojo and the Mirrorlands. You ever heard of them?
Very well heard of. Mirrorlands. Hojo.
Great.
Isn't that some fake city?
Maybe, probably not. But
all right.
we're gonna find out.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Okay, we will. We just got to get everyone together, and then we'll set sail.
Right. I'll go get everyone. All right. Oh, hello,
Yes.
Captain. And he
Please.
jumps off the boat
Oh,
and goes
Wow.
running around town,
so
down the
formal
street.
now.
And you guys, back at the estate, Slug comes running in. Oi,
Ooh.
oi! Get
Yeah?
your things. We're going on an adventure.
It's time.
It's time. Boat's done.
Well, let's go.
All right.
So exciting.
Where are we going?
And that's where we'll leave it.
That checks out.
I love it.
Thanks everyone for hanging out. I appreciate you staying up with us, especially those of you on the East Coast. We'll be back on Wednesday with a 9 a.m. with a rerun if you want to come hang out with that. On Friday we'll do something, whether it's improv night or just hanging out and chit-chatting or playing some Jackbox, something like that, something D&D related. And then we'll be back next Monday for a live game. What I mean by
In
live
person.
is live in person. We're gonna try again. Got new mics on the 24th. So stick around for that on the 24th, 7 p.m. Pacific. Should be fun. Yeah.
Or a train wreck.
Or a train wreck.
Or both.
Come find out.
I think it'll be
Probably
a little bit of both. A little bit of both. But with that, thank you guys for hanging out. Please take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And we will see you next time on MinusOneCHarisma. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Pokebee.